I'm live? I'm live. Let me share this. Hello, everyone. Me. Hello, me. All right. Oh, hey. How are you? Bruh John. How's it going? What's up? So I've never live streamed, at least through YouTube before. Thought I'd give it a shot because, well, thanks for joining me. Welcome. You are my first ever live stream viewer. I wish I had a prize for you. How about a toast? That's all I can do. Sorry, man. I tried to schedule this for 3 o'clock. Then YouTube just said, go. So here I am. Go. I want to do this because why not? See if it's fun. See if it's something I would enjoy doing. Second of all, and I think I brought this up. I know I brought it up at the end of the $5 Game Box episode I uploaded yesterday. I definitely brought it up on that GameCube episode where I got all the GameCube stuff from GameStop. I'll just hear. This is the reason. What's up, Nathan's Gaming? So this is the reason I want to test out live streaming right here, is because doing like a video, like an uploaded YouTube video of all of this stuff, probably be a 2 or 3-parter, because I don't think I can get through it all in an hour and do any of it justice. Well, a lot of it justice. I mean, there's some great games in here. We have great systems. You see a complete in-box Super NES right there. This box right here, you see the 32X. It's got a Sega CD. It's got a CDI. It's got a 3DO. Some good PlayStation 1 titles. Lots of NES games. Some Game Gear stuff. Some Dreamcast games. More PS1. GameCube. Lots of GameCube games. There's a Game Gear right there. Tons of Genesis titles. We have a couple in-box or boxed NES N64 titles. Yes, this is by far the biggest pickup I've ever had. There is a treasure trove. You know about treasure trove of TurboGrafx stuff somewhere in here, like games. I split this with my buddy Terry. You can find him on YouTube at Nostalgia Lane. We each threw in $600 to this guy, and you see what I got. That's half. That's half. Terry at Nostalgia Lane, the guy who does the video game bus, the W Ninja video game bus, he got the other half. And there's just so much. Just to give you a preview, the best titles, I have Splatterhouse for TurboGrafx, Splatterhouse 2 on Genesis. There is a box and game for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, no manual. Tons, like 2 or 3 really good TurboGrafx shooters. Couple 3DO games. The CDI games are nothing like, they're like those encyclopedia type titles. There is a white PS2. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's the controller for the white PS2. White GBA. This Street Fighter, I think it's for PS3. Here, open it up. This little Ken hologram controller deal. I mean, a ton of stuff right there. And like I said, if I break that down as a video, it's going to um, be like 3 hour long videos. I figure I could just do one big live stream like a week from today. Staged! Staged! Hold on, stay right there. If I was staging the videos, I would like sneak this into a thrift store. I'd sneak it into a thrift store and just like be like browsing crap sports games and go and put like a little like 50-cent sticker right here. 50 cents. I'll be like, I'm gonna try to get it for a quarter. Staged. No, man, I get it. Thanks, man. Oh, I don't know why I'm sweating. Yeah, I know. I mean, hashtag blessed. You know what I'm saying? I know this summer has been just, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, you you go around YouTube on like game collecting, game hunting channels, and they're like, game hunting through garage sales, through thrift stores has been going, declining. I have been at best steady, or at worst steady, if not going up. I don't know if that's because I have less competition. I don't believe I do. When I go to garage sales, I often hear, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you." I try, like anything, you research and you do this a while, you start learning what to look for, and so I think one of the tactics, and I learned this from a lot of YouTubers. It's not original. Learn it from Bithead 1000. Learn it from CJR. Is asking. Especially at garage sales. This little dealio right here, that dealio over there on the couch next to our $5 game boxes on the mantle there, that came from, it was last July of 2017. I'm at a community sale. So cheap they will boom again. Bruh John, Costco runs. I guess as an aside, let me finish the story on that stuff though. I was out at this community sale. I was actually called there by a former coworker of mine who knew I collected, and she said she saw some dude selling NES stuff. And I go there, and the dude had a Super NES and like a bunch of games. He wanted like 150 for it all, and it was like the best title was Super Tennis. No thanks. So I go across the street and I found an N64 and a bunch of games for 75. They were firm at that, but there was like 25 games and the system, so it was worth picking up. And I had the money in the $5 game box wallet, and we kept a lot of those games, and we made some money on selling the systems and some of the other games. So I'm walking around because it was a community sale, and this guy with this stuff stops me. He's out with his wife, he's out with his daughter, with his 2 dogs. Oh, they're going to go up in price again? I don't know. I think we may have seen the peak with NES. GameCube, I don't think we're going to see this decline. I don't think we're going to see like this bottom fallout that some people are predicting. Because they're definitely not making anymore. And while the the people who are solely out here trying to make money from it, they may get out, which will, kind of lower prices as that demand goes away. What you're going to start to see is people like me, people like other game collectors, we're not going to get rid of it necessarily. So there's only so many copies of, a $100, $200 desirable NES title out there. And once it gets into like, if it gets into my hands, it's like, for say, Gun Knack, which is on our big board, our $5 game box game goals. If I get a copy of Gun Knack, it's not going anywhere. It's not for sale. So, unless you just make some exorbitant offer on it that I can't refuse, it's mine. So, that's how I kind of feel. I think right now we're in the N64 boom. Like, the N64, do the Val Venus dance. Later. Anyway, getting back, I think we're to the N64 boom so much that, hi, how are you? Might not get another chance. The high hitters are coming down too, but only a bit. You're right. I've almost contemplated, I have contemplated selling off like most of my N64 stuff, because the N64 is like at a peak collectability, yet my desire to actually play any of it is, down here. I was never a huge fan of the N64. I went PlayStation that generation and don't regret it. Hi! Oh my gosh, I can't believe 4 people are actually watching this. How's it going? So I'm almost at a sell high on my N64 stuff, but I have not pulled the trigger on that as of yet. But anyway, getting back to that, this dude told me, man, I got Turbo, I got Genesis 32X, and he knew I collected video games. That's another thing. You start putting yourself out there. Like, if you're constantly going to garage sales, you're constantly in the thrift stores, you're regularly there. I try to get out, especially in the wintertime when the garage sales aren't happening, make a thrift store round once a week. Just go hit them all, hit the pawn shops. Eventually, they know who you are and they know what you're looking for. You start going to garage sales every Saturday, you start seeing the same people over and over. And a lot of them are competition and resellers, but a lot of them are garage selling is kind of a hobby. And they're like, hey, you're the guy that collects video games. I know this guy, and over here, I saw some stuff over at this one. You should go check it out. So it's a good way to find some stuff like that. Okay? But anyway, I thought sometime like next Sunday, like a week from now, you put the effort in. I do. It is most definitely a hobby. It's not the most glamorous hobby, but it is my hobby. So much to the point, like, I meet someone or a new coworker. So like, Justin, what do you do for fun? I collect video games. I go out and they'll see me on like Friday, like, what are you doing on this weekend, Justin? I'm like, I'm going garage sale. I can't wait. I can't wait to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go hit all the garage sales. And, have them kind of written down where they're at in Craigslist. I need to get an app or something to map them all and just go hit them. That's what I need to do. So anyway, yeah, definitely. The problem I have right now, especially with this stack over here, is I know I've said this before, this is a small apartment. I have no clue what I'm going to do with any of this stuff. Please do more live vids. Oh, sure. First time, 14 minutes in, exactly. I'll do some more. Tell me, is it looking good? Is it sounding good? I mean, are we okay? I mean, I'm doing it through my phone. I don't have a dedicated web camera. I do the whole show through my phone, which Pat the NES Punk, frowns upon doing YouTube videos through your phone, but it is what it is. Oh, that might be better. Now I'm lit. Now you can see my sweaty fat ass. It's fine? Good. Perfect. In demand already. Awesome. Well, if the phone works, and I can actually see, what I was kind of worried is being able to follow on with like chats and comments, but it shows up great on this YouTube app on the phone. I was trying to get it set up last night, figure out how I can use my phone's camera as a webcam to do it through the YouTube website, so I can have a bigger chat and see things. but apparently that's a pain in the ass. You gotta download an app and then download or put and install a thing on your computer, and like the frame rate was like 3 frames per second. Wasn't good. So if this works, we're gonna stick with it. All right, great. Wow, 15 minutes in, we've got some conversation. I'm gonna light this candle. I went to Target before doing this. I was like, my place kind of, gets a little stinky in the winter because I don't open windows or anything. Bonfire. About as manly of a candle as you can find. Bonfire. Okay. Speaking of Val Venus Dance, I'm kind of debating whether I want to buy Bound for Glory tonight. WWE Network has got me, cringing at the thought of paying set the mood. Kind of cringing at the thought of paying $40 for a pay-per-view, and as far as I can tell, it's only like 4 announced matches. But I was super impressed by Slammiversary, and I am looking for a pro wrestling fix that's not WWE. And New Japan events just start way too damn late in the night for me. I mean, I can watch them later, that's fine. But as you can see in the last $5 Game Box episode, I am a wrestling fan. I enjoy professional wrestling, but I do not enjoy the current product out of WWE at all. And I wanted TNA to succeed. They didn't. The fact that the company is still around is amazing to me. And I kind of want them to do good. Do I want them to do good? $40 do good? Guess I got a couple hours to think about that. Anyway, I didn't want this to be a complete waste and just me, sitting here rambling and, waiting for you guys to ask questions or whatnot. I'm glad it does sound good and it looks good. I'm assuming it looks good, or as good as I can look. I do want to, let's see. I wanted to show off these stickers I got in Vegas. I got back from Vegas approximately about a week ago exactly is when I walked back into the apartment. Went to go see Garbage, who are my favorite band, and I bought this sticker set. So these may be covering the $5 Game Box here shortly. At least a few of them. I may put a couple on my car or something, on the GameCube. And of course I got a Vegas Gold Knights sticker for the GameCube. So that's cool. Speaking of the Target run, could not believe they had it. They had these NES controllers. They had 3 of them in stock. The NES Classic controllers. For $10. Maybe I should have bought all 3. But I just got 1. I just only need 2. So they had both the NES and the Super Nintendo Classics in stock at my Target. So I'm glad those are becoming available. All right. Want to see some unpackagings? Why not? Let's make it worth your while if you're watching Juice Daddy. Yeah, the controller is cool. I originally, when they put on... Oh, you do? Okay. When they put the NES Classic back on, I did pre-order, or I set an order for the NES Classic and an extra controller, and they sent me, for the same price... You get off-brand from Amazon. I got one when I built... Yeah. That's what GameStop sent me. They sent me some off-brand, like NES controller for the same price as the official one. So I immediately took it back like, oh, well. But they're in, at least in my Target, they are in stock right now for suggested retail price of $9.99. So you can't really complain. You got to pick that up. All right. I'll do a couple unpackagings. This is from eBay, from Babylon, New York. Babylon, New York. Get my knife. How you guys doing? How's your weekend? All right. Man, this guy packages $10 NES game real good. Goodness gracious. Work to... Oh, I hear that. Qbert for the NES. The reason I got this, because I thought I had it. 808. See, that's why I kind of want to do it, you know, where, because I know I've got UK viewers. So I thought about, well, I'll just do it tonight. Well, I don't want to do it when it's 3 or 4 in the morning for you guys. So if it's 3 o'clock here, that means it's 8 o'clock there. Went to the Grand Old Mike D's new bar. That's right. Mike D's got the new bar. I wish I can go down. You know, very few times can I say I wish I was back in Kentucky, but this is one of them. I would like to go visit and check it out. So how was it? I'm curious to know. I saw him, you know, post about it, but I have not seen any like updates on how it's going. So not too late, 10 p.m. Oh, that's Nathan's Gaming, exactly. That I wanted because I know I used to watch. I know he's not Retronic Collector, Silver Retro Collector. He'd go live all the time, but it'd be like, you know, at a time that I'm not available. So the few times I got to catch him live was pretty cool. So I wanted to do it at a time that's, you know, good for the US viewers, but still available for the UK people to come in and join in, because I look at my analytics and whatnot. I'm big in the UK. I don't know. No douchebag in my life. Good. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm good for him. I'm very happy for him. Awesome. So anyway, back to Qbert. I've had it, and for some reason I thought it was a duplicate when I got it, and I sold it. Turns out it wasn't a duplicate. This is where I've come to the point where I really need to have available to me like a spreadsheet of some sort of what I own when I'm out and about, when I get a big lot, whatever, because this collection is getting out of hand, out of control, and things happen like me selling a copy of a game that I don't own, thinking I already owned it. It's also happened in reverse, where I kept a game thinking, oh, I got this game, and I have a copy sitting in a drawer somewhere. If I had a bigger place and was able to display all this in a much better way, in a proper way, we could do it. But so this was, I don't know what day it was, but eBay was doing like a $5 off coupon of a purchase of $5 or more. So I figured that was a really good time just to go ahead and get Qbert, because it's not an expensive NES title. I think the guy had it up for $9. He used a $5 off coupon, free ship, $4. Get it back in. Sounds good to me. It's really clean, in good shape. Limited run games. I know what this is, and I'm so excited, because I thought my opportunity to get this at the, all right, man, take care. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Anyway, I thought is about a year ago, I was in Vegas trying to buy the PS4 version of when this went up, and I missed it because their website went down. But limited run has kind of changed. Like, you could do pre-order. They're doing pre-orders now. And instead of just first come, whoever's in at 8 o'clock in the morning. And quite frankly, I would rather have this on Switch than PS4 anyway. Night Trap. Wow. Oh, that's exciting. Night Trap. Oh, there's Dana. Well, I think the cover is reversible, but do I want to open it? I don't want to be that guy that keeps it sealed, do I? What else? Hey now. There's a limited run trading card for Night Trap. You can almost see the vampire dude in the shower over here. Oh my god. Now, and my little tickets, which I still don't know what they're good for. The limited run tickets. I've got a bunch sitting over here. And that's it. Alright. I mean, I remember I almost debated getting the collector's edition for this that had like the soundtrack on a cassette and like a full Sega CD size collector's case. Oh, let's open it. Whatever. I don't care. We buy to play, not to invest. I did say I was going to do this at 3 o'clock. I know I started early. So if anybody joins in, welcome. Nice. There's the cart. Not sure. Is that an actual instruction manual? It is. I'll be damned. I think that's the first Switch instruction manual I've seen. Or is it a poster? No, it's a manual. Wow. That's pretty neat. You've put a note section in back. And there is a reversible cover. There it is. I am so, wow. So very happy that Night Trap, and it's on the Switch. You see, if I had got in on that PS4 action when Limited Run put it up a year ago on PS4, and they came back around and said, now we're releasing on Switch, I know I would have double dipped. I know I would have been like, yep, gotta buy it. I gotta get it. So, luckily, I guess for my wallet, we just got the Switch version. Wow. If I don't watch Bound for Glory tonight, I may have to put in some Night Trap. Or play it on Halloween. A Halloween, live stream Halloween Night Trap? I don't know how that worked, but I guess it's a possibility. All right. Holy crap, Dallas is killing the Jaguars. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to go over some things that are not in this big, huge mass of games, the big game haul. I wanted to go over some that are not in there that I know Terry got, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the stuff. So, like, try to think of the top 5 things I'm jealous of that Terry got that I didn't out of this haul. Number 1, Terry got, there was in this haul a Neo Geo Pocket Color. And yeah, I kind of wanted it. Now, granted, the battery, there was no battery back on the system, and neither one of us are big handheld fans, but I think because I got the CDI and the 3DO, because he already had a 3DO, I know out of systems, he got, not only did he just get the Pocket Color, he also got a Saturn. He got the Saturn. He got TurboGrafx, which he didn't have. We both got a Genesis. We both got an NES. He got a Super Nintendo. I got the one in the box. I think because of me getting the 3DO and the CDI, excuse me, we had to kind of even up values. So he got an N64 and a GameCube with a Game Boy player and the disc. It's all fine. I've got all that. But if he got one system that I really wanted, it was that Neo Geo. Not really wanted, but I would want is a Neo Geo Pocket Color. But last thing I need is another damn system to find games for. The Neo Geo Pocket Color did come with one game. It is a Capcom versus SNK. I think Mark of the Millennium, Battle of the Millennium. Oh, I'd have to go find it here on price charting real quick. Oh boy, it's a $40 game. I know that, and it also has the same value as SNK versus Capcom Match of the Millennium, $39.99 pricecharting.com game. It almost has the same value as a Neo Geo Pocket Color, which is only worth $53.09 according to price charting today. So luckily there was only one game for that system. Well, luckily for me, not luckily for him. But and where in the hell do you find those? Has anybody just found Neo Geo Pocket Color games out in the wild? I I've never, until last week or 2 weeks ago, I'd never actually seen one, a system or a game. So don't know if I'll ever see one again. Definitely not. If I ever come across one at a garage sale, I might. I don't know if I'd be able to keep my poker face. Nuts on X. Now, fighting over Xbox titles in the stack of classic gaming that we have over in the I didn't want to throw up too much of a fight over an Xbox title. What wound up happening is we set aside games on the side that we both kind of wanted, or like Splatterhouse on TurboGrafx. If you take Splatterhouse, then I take these other three, and the other three were Psychonauts, Panzer Dragoon Orta on Xbox, which I already have, and I want to say Aliens vs Predator on PS2. It had to be PS2 because I wanted it because I already have the Xbox version. So, I mean, in the end, I got Splatterhouse, and he got Psychonauts. Doesn't mean I still don't want Psychonauts. That's okay. What else? I mean, was very few titles that we, were sitting there, maybe only 6 or 7 total, that we were both just like, I really want this. I kind of want it too. All right, we're going to set it aside because we're going to have to, because, we're trying to divvy up and equal the value. So not one of us was up here. So, and we did. He was keeping track. I was kind of in my head keeping track loosely. And I believe just based on the value of the bigger stuff, we were pretty dang even as far as value goes. So we did, I think, a pretty damn good job of, making sure we have an equal, fair value share of this lot of games and systems. So in the end, there's not a whole lot to complain about. I'm sure there's a couple turbo games that he picked out that I was like, oh, I kind of wanted that. But like I said, when I was making my picks on the turbo, I was kind of focusing on the shooters. And I'm pretty sure I got all the shooters except for Blazing Lasers, which I own. I think there was a Blazing Lasers. And I think I don't need 2 copies. And he just getting his turbo, he definitely needs a copy of Blazing Lasers. Classic shooter on TurboGrafx and PC Engine. Did he get any Genesis or? I mean, the fact that I have to sit here and, rack my brain to think of things that I'm like, oh, Terry got that and I didn't. And I can only really think of the Neo Geo Pocket Color and a copy of Psychonauts. Just, that kind of says like what I think, I think we did a really, really good job. There might have been a couple random PS1 titles, but that's exactly what they were. PS random games that if I can't sit here and go, then I'm not missing them all that much. Psychonauts is about a $20 game. I'm sure I can go online right now, spend $25 and get a nice copy sometime in my house later this week. So, not a big deal. And like I said, I'm in no hurry to get a Neo Geo Pocket Color. All right. Down to one viewer. I'm not going to stay here for long. Like I said, I really just wanted to test this and see how it went. to see if it's feasible. Like if I get all that stuff kind of laid out and we can sit here and do a live stream for however long it takes sometime next week, I will announce it. I'll make a short little video or something on YouTube, and I'll try to announce it on the Instagram, Juice Daddy 5, if you haven't checked it out yet. And just kind of put it out there that the be here probably around the same time. All right, man. Yeah, I mean, I did laundry last night. Usually laundry is a Sunday thing for me too. But I'm sitting here like last night, like at 8 o'clock, and it snowed here, like 5 inches of snow here in Bozeman. And I'm sitting here in my sweatpants, and I was like, I've done nothing but watch college football. Let's go ahead and get laundry done. And then I started getting the bugs, so I started cleaning my bathroom, started dusting. Like, let's shape up a little bit. Let's clean up after ourselves. Did some dishes. You know how it goes. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Might as well. So, like I said, about the same time. Maybe we'll start a little bit earlier because I don't know how long it's going to take to go through just that pile of stuff over there. But we'll make that announcement next or sometime here the next day or two. I'll put up a little clip on YouTube to get people alerted that it's happening, and we'll go from there. And like I said, I wanted to make the live stream today, not just like a, hey, how's it look? Test, test, test. Okay, bye. So that's why we did a couple unboxings. And I did want to go ahead and give an update on where we're at with the 300 sub contest. Because for a while now, almost every video, I've been like, we're throwing that in the 300 sub box, throwing that in the 300 sub contest. I don't know how far away, we're still a ways away from 300 subs. Let me go to my channel real quick and get the analytics. Go, Creator Studio. I gotta get better at taking thumbnails for live streams too, apparently. Community. Subscribers. Well, that doesn't give me a number. Hold on. Channel. Oh, here, analytics. That's what I gotta go to. Analytics. Load them up. No activity to show. I just want a number. They keep changing. I don't need a real-time report. Last lifetime. I swear every time I go to like these things in YouTube, it changes from the last time I was there to look at it. Can I not just see a subscriber number? I mean, you can break it down by demographics. You can break it down by, where I know people in the UK are watching a lot, but you can't just tell me you have X amount of subscribers. That's all I want to know. How many subscribers do we have, YouTube? Not enough subscription source data to show this report. Add games or items as you get a certain number of additional subs, like for every 3 new subs you add a game. That's an idea. It's not a bad idea, actually. Hold on. Subscribers. Oh, there we go. 226. So, I mean, we got 74 to go before we reach 300 subs. Not a bad idea. Here's the way it's been going, though, is especially when I'm getting lots like this, or, going to a garage sale, and as I learned long ago, if they've got like a PS2 and 20 games, instead of trying to find out how much they want for like the 2 or 3 games I want, finding out how much they want for everything. Because chances are they want $10 for the 3 games I want, but I could probably get the whole kit and caboodle for 20 to 25. It's funny how that works. So when I get that and I pick it, well, these are the 3 games I want to keep, and here's the games I already have and I could sell. Well, how about some games that for the 300 sub contest? So that's kind of how, and I'm sure there's going to be a few in here that I know in the GameCube ones. After it's said and done, I'm going to have some GameCube stuff to put in to our 300 sub contest box. I need to figure out a name for it. The 300 sub loot box, the 300 sub game box, the 300 sub contest game box. I don't know. We should call it something like that. So 74 away. So tell your friends. Everybody should sub. Everybody should be watching Juice Daddy. But I wanted to give an update. You missed the first 40 minutes. It will be up, Sega of my house. It will be up. I almost said Sega of my house. I'm an American. It will be up. What did you miss? You missed everything. No, I was about to, like I said, almost every video lately I've been saying $5 game box haul. $5 game box. Well, the thing is, not all of the things that I'm going to be giving away in that contest come from $5 game box game hunting. Some of them just come, when I pick up stuff. Like I wanted to update. Since I've been like, oh, we'll throw that in the 300 sub contest. We'll throw that in the 300 sub contest. Let's see where we're at so far. That when I reach 300 subs, here's what I'm giving away. I think here's the big thing you miss, Sega of my house. And I say that because you're a Sega guy. I opened up a little package from Limited Run Games. I ordered Night Trap on the Switch. That's pretty good. Just marking the $5 game box in the title. We gotta get it out there. That's not a bad idea. Gotta market it. So anyway. And there we go. That would be the first issue that we've had in 40 minutes of streaming. It just stops for no reason. That is live streaming. So anyway, so far, this is what we have kind of set aside for whoever wins that 300 sub contest. So let's see. We have a copy of Link's Crossbow Training, Scout Training, Sky Crawlers. This is one of the, take advantage of my mistake. Because I ordered this thinking I needed it, and I didn't. But this is a really cool game. It's an XSEED title, and I believe it's got a reversible cover. It does. With no, barcodes or whatnot on the back. So a neat little game. Really good cutscenes. One of those hidden gems on the Wii. Not an expensive title. All right. Got a copy of Manhunt 2. I believe it's just, disc only in there. Ghost Squad. Great Sega game. Railgun, light gun shooter. A lot of fun. Wii Play, the Carnival games. Alien Syndrome. Got this in Billings a couple weeks ago. It is a fun game. Not a pricey game. Picked it up at a garage sale. And I'll throw this copy of Go Vacation. Just recently released on the Switch. I did try to sell this with a bundle of other Wii titles on Macari. A few lookers. It may even still be listed. I have to double check to make sure it's not still listed. But I think I took it down because I sold the other 2 games that were in the bundle. So let's throw it in there. So tons of Wii titles, which is kind of to be expected because we find a lot of Wii games. I could have thrown a ton of Xbox 360 titles in there after this past summer, but we kind of held off on that. Probably still could. I'll have to double check that step. Rumble Roses, found this in Helena at a thrift store. Love that back cover. Who is lethal moves and looks that kill? Where is her head going? Anyway, disc only. I may have a manual for it. I have to go through that big stack of manuals I've got. We got this in one of those Xbox bundles, the Star Wars Clone Wars and Tetris Worlds dual disc for the Xbox. All right. Brand new copy of Sunset Overdrive, which I ordered for the contest box specifically. Still sealed. It was cheap, but it's a fun game. If you have an Xbox One and don't have this, I would recommend it. Or you can wait and see what happens after I get 74 more subs. Could be you. Here's an Xbox title, and I've ironically found this complete like 3 more times, including in that big $600 thing, although Terry took it because he didn't have it, and I've got this copy and a complete copy in the game box right now, I believe. Blue Dragon. All 3 discs. As you see, I got it from GameStop at some point. Probably ordered in a buy 2, get 1 or some sort of sale. But now that I've got it complete, I can give away the loose disc one. Fun little RPG for the 360. All right. Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. Yeah, you may remember a few weeks ago at a garage sale, I bought 5 PS2 games for $1 each. And inside the Spider-Man 2 case was another copy of Spider-Man 2, the greatest hits copy. So, Spider-Man 2, fun game. Brand new sealed copy of Deal or No Deal for the Nintendo DS, Special Edition. Ooh. Yeah, I think it was 99 cents at Walmart. I bought 2, one for me, one for you. The slot machine version, and I played of this in Vegas, was not fun. Basically cost $1 a spin, and then you had this wheel, and there was 4 times if you hit on one of those 4 spaces, you actually played Deal or No Deal. The other spaces increase the value of the last 6 cases by like 50 cents each. So sit here, put $20 in, spin, nothing. Spin, nothing. Spin, nothing. Spin, play. Great, I'll pick a case. Pick a case. All right, now pick 6 cases to eliminate. You hit a random. So I hit a random button, of course. All but like one of the cases was like the top 5. I was like, oh, I'm not even going to get my bet back that I made. So, like I said, it wasn't fun. Wii U title, Mario Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. Picked that up in Georgia at a thrift store. Oh, South Carolina, sorry. South Carolina thrift store close to Hilton Head. And we have some retro titles. How about Shinobi for the Master System? Any Master System owners out there? If you are the lucky winner in the 300 sub contest, will you buy a Master System? Did I get the Master System? I'm trying to remember. There was a Master System in this lot over here, and no, I know I got the Phaser. I got the Phaser, but I think Terry got the Master System. I got a system that I already had that I didn't need, besides like the Genesis and the Super Nintendo and the NES, which we both got one of those. It may be the Master System. I may have an extra Master System. Only Genesis for you? I was only Genesis for quite some time. I know a lot of people here in America were not Master System owners. In fact, it's kind of hard to find Master Systems. Like, you know, I was a kid, of course. I wasn't exactly shopping around. But there was one toy store here in Bozeman, the toy store in the mall. They did not sell Nintendo stuff. I actually had to go to the Sears to special order Nintendo games. I got Super Mario Bros. 2 out of the Sears catalog, shipped to the Sears store here to pick it up. And I bought with my own money, I believe. I don't know where I earned the money from, But I remember buying it and going to pick it up and sitting there and holding that copy of Super Mario Brothers 2 out of our Sears, which is, I don't think our Sears is going away. I think it's independently owned. They may have to rename it though if Sears goes away completely. That'd be kind of fun to see how that works out. Not for them, fun for me, not for them. But yeah, this toy store in the mall. I remember my brother and I would go there, and they'd have like a little 19-inch tube TV sitting on like a cart, like yay high, like the TV came up to yay big, and then underneath the cart, like locked away in some glass, was a Master System, and then they had like the games they had for sale on the shelf. So it was always like 6 games, and they have Master System plugged into the TV with like, you know, some title that you can play, but you couldn't play it very long because the owner or the person was like, because it's right by the register, and you were in the way, sitting there on the damn floor playing Master System. But when you're out of quarters, so you had to leave the gold mine, but you still want to play some video games, there's only one place, and that was the Master System in the toy store. Dune. I have not played Dune for Genesis. I believe the Retro Game Store Snow Day here in Bozeman has had a copy of Dune for the Genesis for quite some time. Nobody's bid on it. I should ask him what he's asking for it after all this time. It's a loose cart, though. And usually, unless it's a title I absolutely want and, you know, have to have, or I find it in a big lot like this, like that thing over there, then, like, if I'm going to get Dune for the Genesis and I'm going to actually seek out and, like, I'm purchasing Dune, I'm going to find one that has a box with the manual and all that. That's just me. Like if there's a Genesis lot at a garage sale, guys, like, give me 20 for it all, and there's a loose cart Dune, great, that's awesome. But if I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna buy Musha, I'm gonna go get a copy of Musha, not just the cart. Kind of the same way with Master System titles. Like, I'll do the loose cart, but they come in such nice cases. I'd rather have the case, and that's why we have Shinobi, because I upgraded my Shinobi. I believe it was an antique store in Georgia, wasn't it? Or did I get this in Butte? No, it was in Georgia. I bought a ton of Master System titles at an antique store in Savannah, Georgia. And Shinobi was one that had the case and manual. And this was the card that I actually got my Master System from Terry at Nostalgia Lane. He traded me this with Shinobi. So that's where that came from, the loose cart. One Super Nintendo title so far, but it's a good one. Gradius 3. You cannot go wrong with Gradius 3. It's not an expensive title, but it's one of the Super NES's good shooters. Not too many good shooters on Super Nintendo, but this is one of them. Gradius, you just can't go wrong with Gradius, period. My opinion. We have a beat-up copy of Baseball Stars. I can clean up a little bit, but honestly, that label is not any better no matter what I do. I upgraded my copy, so it's a good game. Like, if you're going to play a sports title on Super Nintendo or a baseball title, you can do a whole lot worse than Baseball Stars. In fact, I'm not sure you can get much better than maybe Baseball Stars 2. But in my opinion, I think this is better than RBI Baseball or Bases Loaded. And still need to clean this up from Helena. Breakthrough from Data East. Found that at a pawn shop in Helena. And I know I have it. This isn't like Hubert from before, where I'm like, I'm going to give it away, and oh shit, I don't have it. Nope, I have it. Favorite port. What? Oh, okay. When I press my screen to focus, it pops up the chat. Good to know. All right, so that is our 300 sub, when I reach 300 subs so far. So, however long it takes me to get 74 more subs to the Juice Daddy channel. So who knows how much bigger that's going to get before we reach 300 subs and hold a contest to give away the games. And who knows what else is in there. I may throw it, depending on where it's being shipped to, may throw in some Montana stuff. If the person can prove they're 21, I may ship them a Montana beer. So you too can have a drink with Juice Daddy when he's doing a vid. Just a Pepsi for me today. Um, what else? Anything else? We're sure it looks good. So if I do that big like $600 haul as a live stream, it's going to look good. It's going to be good. It's going to sound good. Yes. No. Mm. I mean, okay. Why is the chat popping up the same? Oh, here we go. What's good? Are we in New Zealand? New Zealand link? Quality looks good. Awesome. You know, sometimes this Samsung Galaxy Note impresses the hell out of me. All right, New Zealand. So I'm being watched in the future. I'm being watched on a Monday. Awesome. Awesome. This is why I want to do it. Try to talk towards the phone. Oh, I see. Because when I turn my back to like, hey, I got these, and yeah, okay, gotcha. That's the kind of feedback I'm looking for. You know, that may be an issue when doing the haul though, because I'm not gonna have all the haul in front of me unless I could figure something out. But I'm basically going to probably clear off this table completely and try to put as much of that on this table as possible, so I can be kind of picking up and like checking it out and heading to price charting to kind of show I'm conservatively estimating that I got at least $2,500 worth of stuff that I spent $600 on over there. I think that's conservative. You know, you start looking at the systems in some of those games, it may be a lot more. Well, not a lot more, maybe 3,000. But like I said, I want to be on the low end, 2,500 worth of value for the $600 I spent on it. GameStop trade ban, am I fighting it? Not particularly. I will. Actually, the day I flew to Vegas, I got a burp, hold on. Excuse me. The day I flew to Vegas, which was a Thursday, it was a late flight, and I headed to Target because I realized I'm only taking a carry-on, and if I wanted to take soap or whatever, it was going to get confiscated because of our TSA limits on how much you can take on. So I'm like, damn, I got to run to Target and get like a travel size, soap and a travel size toothpaste. And I went to the GameStop near our Target because the guy I would fight the trade ban with works out of there. I'm not sure if he's the manager, but he's the one that I kind of go to. Like, I'm glad he's there when I do take in stuff because he's fair and he's not such a stickler on I'm going to put a refurb on this. Like, if I look at it like, oh, they're going to put a refurb on this, then that's fine. But some of these people will see like the littlest, like tiny nothing, like, well, I had to refurb it. Why? There's a scratch. I'm like, yeah, there's a scratch on an old freaking Xbox 360 copy of Halo. Yeah, it doesn't affect anything. So he's usually pretty lax. If the Wii works and there's not it's not full of battery corrosion in the Wiimote, I'm good. Whereas some of those guys are like, yeah, it's a little black scratch right here. We gotta put a $5 refurb on it. So God, what's his name? I want to say it starts with a J, but I'm not sure. I know him immediately, like in a lineup, but I never look at the name tag, and I'm horrible with names anyway. I'm very, very bad with names. So I went into the on after that Target run. I just decided to stop in that GameStop before heading home and finish packing for my Vegas trip. I went into the GameStop to see if he's working because it was right after they opened, thinking maybe he would open up since he's a manager. But no, it was some other dude. I kind of hung around. Maybe there's two people there. Maybe he's in the back. Maybe he'd pop out. But after 10 minutes, I just left. And I haven't really found the need to I don't have anything right now that I need to take in or want to take in. GameStop's not currently running any promos that I'm aware of that I would rush in to trade in some stuff. The stuff that I did take in when I found out I was banned, I have mostly sold in other ways to get money from, and a lot of that funded that Billings trip that was in the episode of the $5 game box, which I uploaded yesterday. So, as of this moment, I don't have anything, so it's not really a priority for me to go in there, hope he's there, talk to him without having anything in hand. Like, I really want to trade these, but I'm trade banned. Can you help me out? I'm sure that will change sometime before December. Wait, October, November. Yeah, before December when this trade ban's lifted. I'm sure I'm going to want to go in there and probably do it soon before like holiday crap starts hitting. I definitely don't want to like do it on Black Friday. That'd be a very bad time to like ask for it. So, um, I will fight it, but it's not a priority for me right now. That yeah. It sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. And it's good to know for the future. I think he lifted. If he can get a hold of their customer service or whatever avenue that an employee would use, I think he could fight. He would fight it. Like, but then again, they do say in like the terms that nobody reads, no dealers. And I guess technically, if I am acquiring this stuff like legally at garage sales and whatnot, but they weren't meant for like you. GameStop trade-in program wasn't meant for. I mean, let's call it what it is. I'm a reseller. When I buy a Wii lot at a garage sale for really cheap, and there's 4 Wiimotes in there that GameStop gives $12 credit each on them, that's me reselling it. The GameStop trade program is not meant for resellers. It's meant for people to like, hey, let's get rid of our Wii and get a new PlayStation. Yay! It's not meant for people who are going out and coming in every Saturday afternoon. Here's the Wii shit I found today. Here's the Xbox 360 shit I found today. Give me cash. I mean, it's nice when it works, but then again, it was my fucking fault for going in there with 6 Wiimotes, 6 nunchucks, 6 Wii wheels. It's like, just give me cash. Wow. I mean, for the first live stream, I'm not going to complain. We got viewers from the UK and from New Zealand. Got some good comments, got some feedback. I think all in all, my little test run here of my first live stream, I would call successful. I would give it a thumbs up. Anything else we want to discuss? I don't want to keep it too long. We're over an hour here. I went through some pickups. I went through our contest loot box. I kind of showed off the reason we're live streaming is because I want to live stream the haul. I think that's what we're just going to call it, the haul. It is the haul. Ironically, it's not the most I've ever spent for a haul. The most I ever spent was for a college buddy last year. The $650 game box. I believe you can go back on the channel and watch it. It was all NES and Super NES games. We did get some good stuff out of there. We got our DuckTales 2, and we got our... There are 2 other good NES titles, and 1 really good Super Nintendo title. Was it Ninja Warriors? I think that's what it was called. But we paid more for that. But as far as like... And we got, I took a lot of duplicates out of that and made not all, but a lot of the money back. About 2/3 of my money back just on selling duplicates out of that. This one we only paid $600, not $650, and just the amount of systems. I'm in this dude's unfinished basement, and he brings me down there, and there's boxes and boxes. And you saw the boxes on the couch, just all these boxes everywhere, and okay. And I'm looking through, and when I got to the box, they had the TurboGrafx games. I really fought off the urge to like, and I was sitting there like going in my head like, asking him like what he wanted for the whole thing, but knowing that if I didn't buy it, he said he was going to stick it in a crawl space and it'd be there forever and ever again. Oh, awesome! Thanks, Brad. Sharing the live stream, sharing the Juice Daddy love. Thank you, Brad. Share, subscribe. We got to subscribe to get 300 subs so I can give away some games. And Lord knows I need the shelf space, so I got to give them away. But I've already announced it as a 300 sub contest. I can't change it to a 250 sub contest. I mean, I could, but I'm not. So yeah, and then the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 titles the dude had, like, I started like separating games, like, because he told me how much he wanted for it, and I was like, I'll be honest, like, I can't spend that type of money. He was originally at 1,500. I was like, I can't spend that type of money. Can I set aside, like, pick some stuff? Maybe, I can give you about 500. And so can I set aside some stuff and see if that'd be worth $500 to you? And that's when I'm like, if you want to get rid of it all and not stick it in the crawl space where it'll stay forever and ever and ever and never be touched again, let me get my buddy over here, see if he wants to go in. And that's when he said, do you guys want like the 360 and PS3 stuff? No. He's like, okay, if you don't want the 360 and PS3 stuff, I can go down to 1,200. Yes. Yes. Okay. So we went 600 each. And surprisingly, like the worst stuff in there, like for NES, he had almost nothing. Like he had a lot of games, but as far as like valuable, like harder to find, you'd think that when you find all those, like when you're going to see harder to find valuable Genesis titles, harder to find rare. I mean, any TurboGrafx game is harder to find these days, especially here in Montana. But then you look at the NES stuff, and the most valuable rare game he had in there was one that I got. It was Goal 2, a soccer game. Goal 2, the $25 game. Like, he had Mario 2, Mario 3, and like a lot of sports titles, tons of sports titles. Video Game Lover 58, I am good. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here on the first ever Juice Daddy live stream. Little test. Just a test run because I want to use live stream to do this, what I'm talking about right now, this video game haul that's been taking up my couch for exactly 2 weeks today. I've been debating how to go about doing it in videos. If I did it it'd have to take multiple edited videos uploaded to YouTube to go through it all. Meanwhile, I can sit here and live stream for 3 hours or something, and big investment moves, I see. Yes. It stung when I hit that PayPal transfer from my account to his. First, he wanted cash. I'm like, I don't have cash on me in that amount. Do you have PayPal? Yeah. I'm like, well, can we work on that? And it especially stung because I know I was looking down the barrel of on that day, 4 days later, getting on an airplane to go to Las Vegas for a long weekend. So here I am, about to go to Vegas and having to buy, meals and entertain and gambling and anything else I want to do. And I'm about to put $600 towards video games. Hitting that send on PayPal was like, but then we went over to Terry and I went back to his house and laid it all out on the floor, and we spent 6 hours, like, because we got there and laid it all out by like 4 o'clock, and then we were done a little after 10. So we spent 6 hours going through all the systems and then all the games, but we divided it by a system. Let's start with this system, then we'll go to this system, and then this system. Some were easier than others. There were only a few, you know. Then, like the TurboGrafx, took a while. So the Genesis took a while. But yeah, an investment, sure. Yeah. Some of it, like I said, it's going to be more. I'll have more knowledge once I'm actually got it laid out in front of me and I'm looking at it as to what I need to sell and try to recoup some of this money. I'm not that I'm in desperate need of it, but I definitely don't need to keep all of it. That's for sure. And I do have a lot of duplicates in there. Systems I got to test. I got to test like the Nintendo. I'm pretty sure the Genesis I got, if it works, it's still like it's busted. You know. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Holy crap. I hope everything's well. Holy cow. Are you going to the hospital? Or did you just kind of, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. That's, hate that stuff, man. Hope everything's well. So anyway, I gotta get it all out and figure out how to sell it. Figure out how to resell it, or what I need to resell. The Genesis, even if it works, I don't think it's worth reselling. It's kind of busted. I'm anxious to test the Sega CD and the 32X. Most of all, anxious to see if I've even got the cords to connect it all, because I know that that's a whole lot of different, like the 32X has got connected to this, they each have their own power supply. I may have to go online and get like a 32X power supply and things like that. I don't know why this isn't going up. Had to look after his cats in lockup. Awesome, man. Yeah. That's great that you were there for him. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm kind of jealous actually because I don't know, at least here in my apartment complex, like if something happens to me, like if something happens to me tonight, maybe I'll be discovered tomorrow night. Like when my coworkers realize like this isn't like Justin not to call us. And trust me, ain't no, like, I hope the EMS like locks up after they take me out, because these neighbors around here, they're gonna come in and like, well, I don't know what a TurboGrafx is, but I bet you'll get me a meth hit. You have us on live. I do. I do. I don't know why this isn't streaming, like the chat's not streaming up when I get a new comment. It was before, now it's not. So, more things to figure out. Six of you are watching right now. That's great. Thank you. Awesome. So yeah, investment. Well, it's mostly an investment of space. I have no idea what I'm going to do with most of that stuff. None at all. Like, especially when I get the games out. I think, here's what I'm debating. My apartment's small. I almost never have company. I don't entertain. Okay? I don't invite people over to watch the game or to play games or to watch a movie. Ever. Like, there's not enough space. I don't invite people over for dinner. Where are we going to sit down and eat? I don't have a table. The couch for me is basically for storage, like for having when I have a haul like this. When I'm sitting here watching TV, I'm right here. This is like my command center. I've got the computer here. This is where I sit when I'm doing like pickup portions of games. As you know, the game box will be right here on the thing. I got the TV over here. I can even play video games right here if I really wanted to. I'm usually right here. I only ever use a couch on like lazy afternoons when I'm taking a nap. Two anything on box. Have you ever seen NTSC unit? Because they seem to be pretty rare. Um, no, haven't seen one in box. I don't know. What's the difference between them? What's the difference? What? I'm not sure. Have you tested it? Have you? What's the built-in game on it? Have you seen the built-in game yet? The Master System I have, the built-in game is Hang On, which, as far as I can tell, usually the built-in game is that Snail Maze game on the Master System, but mine's Hang On, and that didn't come till later. So, oh, it has Alex Kidd. Dang, I think that is. I'm not like an expert, and I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure if it has Alex Kidd built in, that's definitely one of the later, harder to find Master Systems. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, well, that's awesome. New friend of mine, he's 65. Well, I hope he's all right. I'm glad you're there to take care of the cats and get that taken care of. That's awesome. I don't have any animals, luckily, that are going to eat me or need taken care of should I go away or something happen. I thought about getting a cat just to have something around here that looks at me funny every now and then. I really want a dog. Like I'd love to have like a golden retriever, but I don't think it'd be fair for the poor guy to be in here by himself, cooped up in this tiny little space for 8 hours. Ah, sorry. Second time. Second time. Chewing games and cords. Yeah, that's one concern. But the other concern is like, dogs are social. And if I'm leaving for eight and a half hours a day to go to work, I know a lot of people are like, well, I got to run home and let the dog out at work, like for my lunch break. Like, I, it's a I'd have to run home, let the dog out, go pee, play with it, say, and then like, oh, by the way, I'll be back again. Now I'm traumatizing the thing twice a day leaving. I work at a bank. I open new accounts. I do get an hour lunch break every day that I could feasibly run home. I don't know why I'm losing connection a lot now, but I am. Sorry. Not quite sure why, but I am. But I'm back for right now. YouTube app just crashes. YouTube app just crashes. So anyway, yeah, I work at a bank, and even though I'd want a dog, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to the dog. Plus, by the time I get home, especially in wintertime, last thing I want to do, like when I get home and it's already dark out and it's 0 degrees and it's windy and snowing and cold, is to throw on my boots again, throw on my coat, like try to find a small patch of grass and let it out. Like, it wouldn't be fair to the dog. I wouldn't be a good companion for the dog. The cat, maybe the cat would take care of itself, but then the cat is going to look at me like, couldn't you give me a better companion? YouTube cuts off sometimes. It's okay now. Justin, as a banker, how many houses do you own? 0.0. None. I am a lowly on the totem pole worker bee at the bank. I am not the money man at the bank yet. Maybe someday. Knock on wood. Um, yeah. Um, in case you didn't know, Bozeman, Montana is one of the hardest. Like, the housing market here stinks. Um, for anyone looking for entry level starter. I mean, 350 easily is like minimum you're looking at just in Bozeman or around Bozeman. You're just looking for something. Nothing's being built like small 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath. Nothing, they're not even being built. And those that are in like already built are definitely taken. And when they're sold, they're being sold to people with a lot of money who are using them to rent them out for $1,200-$1,300 a month. They're not being sold to people like me, or a couple that are, has just got engaged or maybe just got married, haven't started their family yet. They're being used to rent to the college students here locally, and or as investment homes or whatever. I could always get a condo for maybe 200, maybe a little less than 200,000. But then again, I kind of view condos as like maybe a slight upgrade to apartment living. Like we're still sharing walls, we're still sharing, parking lots. If I'm going to be paying a mortgage, I would like 4 walls and a lawn, someplace to barbecue on a Saturday afternoon. So, plus, if I am looking to upgrade, I want to upgrade space because that is the issue. I have outgrown this tiny apartment basically on. I've outgrown the apartment due to game hunting. Video game, like I said, I've been very #blessed on video game hunting, and I have way too much stuff. Way too much stuff. Was your fam's home affected by Hurricane Florence? Not as much as it could have been. They were on the very southern edge of where Florence touched ground. So they got some rain, they got some wind, but they were not in a direct line of like the full force of the hurricane, to the point where they had a mandatory evacuation in place for the. Yeah, sorry, I got cut off again. The mandatory evacuation was lifted, so they did not have to leave, which was a good thing. Um, they got hit with some. There was a picture put on Facebook of my stepdad outside with the 2 dogs they have, smoking a cigar with all the windows shuttered up with the stuff, but they're just outside just enjoying the day. So I missed a question. When you game, what's your go-to food? Nothing. Nothing. I don't need food. You would think my fat ass has got some damn Cheetos or Doritos or something. No. I will. I'll have I'll eat something like for dinner or whatever, but I don't need some chips or crackers or cookies or nothing when I'm sitting there. I don't need to. It's not like watching a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I'm going to game. I don't need to reach over for anything. If I want a snack, want something, I can pause it, walk over. Now I'll get something to drink. Usually when I'm gaming, it's kind of later at night, and I try to cut off any caffeine or whatever at like really early in the day, like at 5-ish, if not earlier. So if I want to refresh my water cup, I'll pause the game, go get some more water. Maybe I'll put in a handful of nuts or eat a granola bar or something while I'm up if I'm thinking about it. But I don't mix the two. I don't need to snack and game at the same time. So if YouTube crash like this, I'm not sure how feasible doing it for a while to do that thing will be. I mean, when it's working great. You guys are saying it looks good, it sounds good. I'm definitely pleased with it when it's operating. And for the first 50 minutes or so, I couldn't have been happier. But like the last 10, 15, where it's crashed multiple times, I don't know, maybe it's a fluke. Maybe I'll try to do like a reinstall or an update or something. Maybe that's it. Or make sure nothing else is like running on my phone at the same time. Just this and the Wi-Fi or whatnot is going. Try to figure out if there's something I can do so it's not crashing every few minutes, because will be a pain in the ass over the amount of time it will take to live stream the $600 haul over here next week. So I'm glad otherwise it's looking. I don't know if you can control the quality of your stream. My options are to share it, to mute my mic, put in a filter. I'm good. Normal. Go back. Thank you. This is. Oh, I'm not even sure if I'm getting all messages. I've only got top chat. It says some messages, such as potential spam, may not be visible. I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of like the chat so far. Video quality. The only other option is to flip the camera around to that, so you can see my dusty monitor. So I'll put it back. There we are. So no, at least through the phone, as far as I can tell, I can't control the quality. Is the quality good? Is it blurry? Does it suck? How? I mean, it looks okay. It says this can go on to 720p, so I think you can. It's made a cup of tea. Awesome. Nice. Cup of tea. Nice. Okay. All right. Well, if it looks good, it sounds good as long as I'm talking towards the microphone. That's what I worried about, because I see a lot of people on YouTube who, they've got the dedicated camera and they're buying one of those microphones, like those things. They look like snowballs. I'm not sure what they're called. I'm like, man, how much do I want to? It's fine, not through Wi-Fi, but on my phone. I'm streaming through my provider, and it's fine, not through Wi-Fi, but on my phone. All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, I looked into like, do I want to buy like a Logitech webcam? But I'm like, look at it, I'm like, my phone's camera, even the front camera, which is what I'm using, is better quality than these dedicated webcams. I'm like, all right, do I want to do a dedicated microphone? If it sounds good, like Bithead 1000 is out there in the shed. He's got like a clip mic on his collar. Like sometimes before he has the mic hooked up, he's just using the one through the camera. I'm like, I can't tell the difference. Why are you spending the money and the time and the effort to put this little clip mic on? Like you're out in your shed, dude, and you're showing off. I mean, I love his videos. I really do. He's one of the reasons I wanted to start doing YouTube, was because Bithead 1000 is like got an awesome channel. But I was like, dude, why you actually hook up a mic? So, I mean, I guess if it's something that I do often, like as far as live streaming goes, then I want to start investing towards it and putting stuff, putting an effort towards it. But I'll try to watch some of this back later on when it's uploaded after we're done, and well, I'll see how it looks. But if you guys are giving it the thumbs up and saying it looks good and sounds fine, then great. Missed the question. Am I a fan of sports? Oh yeah, I am most definitely a fan of sports. I currently, even though it's muted, have NFL Red Zone streaming on my TV through my Roku. I'm a huge baseball fan, as you probably know. When I talk about the Cardinals I always probably talk about the Cardinals, even though it's a video game pickup channel. I'm like, hey, my Cardinals are doing great. They're not doing great. They're not in the playoffs, but these playoffs, I'm kind of enjoying them so far. Even though they're in the same division as the Cardinals, I am rooting for the Brewers because they're kind of the underdog, and they've never won it. and it'd be that I like a lot of the players on the Brewers team. I'm a huge fan of Christian Yelich. I think he's a great player. Lorenzo Cain. I'm a fan of every Brewer except Ryan Braun, and I think a lot of baseball fans who aren't Brewers fans would say the same thing. Like there's a lot of Cubs the Cubs have a much different rivalry with the Brewers than the Cardinals do. I think the Brewers have a rivalry with the Cardinals, but the Cardinals kind of consider the Brewers like we take care of them. But I like Craig Counsell. I like the Brewers. I don't like Ryan Braun. I think something should have happened to Ryan Braun, not just because of the steroids, but the fact that he threw somebody under the bus when he lied about taking steroids. He threw like a lowly hourly wage lab worker under the bus and got that dude in trouble. Then turns out he's a lying sack of shit. So Ryan Braun, I could take or leave. I wish Ryan Braun doesn't get a World Series ring, but if he doesn't get one, then Christian Yelich doesn't, and Lorenzo Cain. Well, Lorenzo Cain has one. Gutsy start last night from Miley, the Dodgers. I don't like the Dodgers. That's why I'm rooting for the Brewers. I don't like the Dodgers. They throw their money around more than the Yankees and Red Sox do. And plus, I think their organization, and it's come out, they've done some shady stuff, and they may be getting in trouble for it. Not a fan of Puig at all. I'm not a fan of the organization at all. And over in the American League, he does have a ring. Moose does have a ring. Over in the American League, the Sox, oh my God, the Red Sox. If there's one team, there's only one team I want to win less than the Boston Red Sox. That's the Cubs. I don't want the Cubs to win another one either. I want the Cubs to wait another 108 years. You've had your one. Now you can tell your great-grandchildren about the time long ago when the Cubs were actually good. While us Cardinal fans like, remember when we won 3 World Series in my lifetime and got so many? But no, Red Sox. Blech. Blech. And Houston's won one. Houston, so I always would want the team that's kind of the underdog that's never been there. And plus, as a baseball fan here in Montana, so far away from my home team, so to speak, Montana baseball fans might as well be called the Montana bandwagoners. If you're a fan, unless you have a home team, if you're from Montana and are watching baseball, chances are you're a huge fan of whatever team is really successful right now. Back in the late 90s, man, there sure were a lot of Yankee fans around Bozeman. Lifelong Yankee fans. And then, like, for the past 10 years, wouldn't you know, every person I ran into at a bar while I was watching a baseball game just happened to be from just outside Boston. So many people I met, oh yeah, I'm from back east, lifelong Sox fan, lifelong, all my life. And wouldn't you know, in the last 3 years, I have met so many people who just grew up at Wrigley Field. Oh, my dad took me to Wrigley Field all the time to watch the Cubbies. We sat out in the bleachers. Amazing how I meet all these people in the past 3 years. Whereas the rest of my life here in Bozeman, Montana, maybe met a Cubs fan every now and then. But now I met all these Cubs fans. You see? Exactly. Now, granted, these are national franchises. Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs, they have national fan bases. And I get it. They're going to have... But it makes more sense to me back in the... See, we've never had here in Bozeman, WGN's never been on our cable system. It's kind of odd. Everywhere I go in the country, you would get WGN, except right here, we never had it. So when all those years that WGN carried Cubs games, we didn't have it. Now we had TBS when they were carrying Braves games. Of course, in the 90s, the Braves were hot shit. They couldn't win a World Series, but they were hot shit. And I watched a ton of Braves games because I was a baseball fan, and that's basically how you can watch baseball is tuning into the Braves. Why weren't there a bunch of Braves fans? They were good. They had really good players. They were fun to watch, and they were in the playoffs almost every year. But no, we had Yankees because the Yankees actually won World Series. Red Sox, well, Braves got one. Brewers, when it comes to the Brewers, I don't think there's going to be a huge Brewers bandwagon. I don't think I'm suddenly going to meet some dude next to me at the bar going, "Oh, I grew up listening to Euchre every day. Oh my God, Brewer, oh God." I just don't think we're going to get a whole lot of Now we get a lot of Packer bandwagoners. Oh my God, but I don't think it's that Wisconsin correlation is going to happen for baseball. So, and I don't think Brewer fans can get too obnoxious. They don't think it's just in their system. So even if they get one, I don't think I'm going to hear a lot from NL Central brethren about how the Brewers are great. I don't mind the Brewers so much. At least Niger Morgan's not on the team anymore. I'm so glad we kicked their ass in 2011 and got him out so Niger couldn't get a ring. But, yeah. I mean, I don't want to disparage. I mean, the Red Sox have some good players. Mookie's really good. Bogart's really good. Chris Sale's really good. And God, the Astros. Jeez. Can't discount the Astros. And what is the amazing players they have on their team. I guess you could, the Dodgers have Freeze, and I guess I'd want Freeze to get another ring, but no, not really. So, yeah. And while I was sitting here talking baseball, I missed a ton of questions, so I'm going to go back here and see what's up, see what's good. But yeah, what we got? All right. I have my laptop on my 48-inch TV, and the sound does make a difference with the speaker quality, but you sound good. Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate it. Yes, Video Game Lover 58, you've been a subscriber for a while, and I see you comment. I thought you would have known by now I'm a Cards fan. Usually in the summertime, I'm wearing something Cardinals almost every show. It's easily three-quarters of my wardrobe. What's my favorite TurboGrafx game? Mine was Splatterhouse. Wow. So many good shooters. So many good shooters. Unfortunately, right now, until I unpack the haul over here, my TurboGrafx games have been limited to, I think, 6 or 7 only. So it's probably might change once I load up some of those shooters. But I mean, R-Type, Blazing Lasers, yeah, so many. It's TurboGrafx. I don't think it ever come down, which is kind of a shame. Definitely kind of a hidden. Not hidden. I guess people know it's a good system. I really want to. Unfortunately for me and my wallet, the next step is getting a Turbo CD somehow, either through a Turbo Duo or like Bithead 1000 recently got in a video getting one of those PC Engine Duo Plus. And if I go, I might as well go all out, and that's kind of what I'd want. And then have the ability, I'll open up to play Turbo Engine CDs, PC Engine CD games. Oof, wow. Wow, that would be, talk about having some games on there that I really want to play. Gates of Thunder, Lords of Thunder, Super Arizon, of course, is really expensive. Rondo of Blood. Speaking of, I should probably buy that Super Arizon with my Wii points on the old Wii console before January. I still have some to spend, and Super Arizon is like a $500 game, so I might as well spend the 1,000 points and just get it on the Wii and play it. South Carolina encountered so many Dodgers, Cubs. See, it's so funny how little Dodger fans I encounter here in Bozeman. Dodgers have had, I mean, they've only haven't won a World Series since '88. I think that's it's star fuckers. Sorry to put it like that, but it's championships. That's all it boils down to. That's why are there not more Braves fans when really the only feasible way to watch professional baseball on TV for many years in Bozeman, like steadily watch it and not just the ESPN Sunday night game, was Braves on TBS. And then eventually we got when they were recreated, we did get the Rockies on the regional sports network here. Not a lot of Rockies fans, not a lot of Mariners fans. This was the Mariners had one of the greatest players of all time, one of the most exciting players to watch of all time, hitting for them. Griffey, they had Griffey. You see a bunch of Mariner fans hats, a bunch of Griffey shirts walking around here in 1999? Nope, you didn't. Dodgers. Dodgers have been competitive for a very long time. They have marketable players. They have good players. They are they're like New York and Boston and Chicago. They're a legacy franchise. Almost no hold here in Bozeman. Bozeman, when it comes to baseball, a bunch of star chasers. As my Red Sox fan friend who lives in Boston would say, pink hats. Bunch of pink hats. All of a sudden, lifelong fans, when everything's going good, rebuilding year, oh, I don't really watch baseball. Never got the chance to play baseball in the UK. It's a good game too. Yeah, we never got a chance to play cricket. The sports disparity between the United States and almost everywhere else is something that's fascinating to me. How the sports culture of the United States is just so isolated from even our neighbors, even from like Mexico. How soccer, football never really takes off here. Never. But yet American football is struggling to get a foothold in Mexico City. They did the game in the UK today with Raiders and Seattle, I believe it was, which was a long ass trip. It's one thing when they're sending the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars over to the UK to play a game. Now you're adding an additional 5-hour flight to send the Raiders and the Seahawks over there, in addition to the long flight over to the UK. Man. But they're talking about, well, we want an expansion franchise in London. I'm like, what about the travel time? These guys got to play and get hit and all that, and then you're going to make them take an 8-9 hour flight? Goodness. I don't know. I mean, the stadium was full, but I'm kind of. Do they do a breakdown over there in the UK of these NFL games? I'm kind of curious of the breakdown of how many are actual like residents and not American expats. Americans over there, or big Raiders fans, Seahawks fans who like, let's go to the game in London. Let's, take a trip. Let's take a vacation and watch the Seahawks in London. It's just, I'm just kind of curious how actual residents of the UK take NFL and are kind of taking to the NFL. I like my shooters. Yes, Nathan's Gaming. It's just something that I kind of, if I have my preference going back, 16-bit especially, 16-bit era, and even 32-bit like PlayStation and Saturn especially, good shooters. TurboGrafx didn't hardly get any advertisement. That is true. And once Genesis and then Super Nintendo hit, no chance. I was fortunate enough to have a system and let all of it go when I was young. Hey, John, story of our lives, man. I can go back. I had an NES Deluxe set with a Rob the Robot. Do I have it anymore? No, because we sold that to get the Super Nintendo. Then I had the Super Nintendo with all the games. And then around the age of 12, my parents said, "You're too old for video games, Justin. So any more video games you want, you have to get on your own." So I wanted to get the hot new PlayStation. What happened to happen to Super Nintendo and all the games? Go away. I get the PlayStation. I build up a library of the Crash Bandicoots and all the RPGs. The Final Fantasies, the Vagrant Stories, the Legend of Dragoons, the Xenogears. Xenogears now is a $60 game. Saga Frontiers, Shooters, Ironhinder, Ray Crisis, which is like another game. I almost want to stick on the game goal, even though we already have a PS1 shooter as a $5 game box game goal in the box already. Ray Crisis, Ray Storm, and then there's another Ray. I want to say it's Ray Crisis, but I'm not sure. Oh man, just yeah, some of the stuff that I had that I sold either to get the next system in line or to get another game I wanted, or even when I got out of college, was in my early 20s, stuff I sold just so I can like live, just so I can make the rent. I was, when I was living in Minnesota on my own, I didn't have the most well-paying job, and I had to make some tough choices a couple of times. Like, well, I kind of want to eat this week, so. And who knew that all these years later, an N64 and of 4 or 5 games would be gold, so to speak. Nats fan here. I'm in DC area. Good luck. Good luck, because you, as a Nats fan, John, are going to be part of probably the most intriguing story of the off season, and that's what happens to Bryce. Some people may argue like where Machado goes is the big story. I don't think so. I think Bryce Harper is the game changer. And I'm really hoping the Cardinals have shown they're willing to spend the money. It's just we're no longer a desired destination for free agents, big time free agents who have earning power outside of their baseball contract. Um, Used to be, especially in the 90s when McGuire came over, and then we traded for Edmonds, and Edmonds decided he wanted to stay. Um, like St. Louis was the place, a lot of players wanted to come because they got the Busch Stadium, and our stadium was always full, and our fans are loud, and our fans know the game, and our fans love the players no matter what. You're never going to hear anybody booing a Cardinal fan or a Cardinal player. You're rarely going to hear Cardinal fans booing an opposing player. Very rarely. I've only heard it really for Ron Gant, and I heard some for Jason Hayward for when he went to the Cubs, although that was uncalled for. Any Cardinal fans booing or worse towards Jason Hayward are not friends of mine. That's for sure. But that's definitely changed to where, the big markets come in. Um, where I give hope for Bryce, even though he's a Vegas kid and he's young and he's a damn superstar, is Bryce has openly said that he is not like social life doesn't seem to play a huge part in Bryce's determination. He doesn't need to be in New York or in LA where the hottest nightclubs and all the celebrities and the paparazzi. Bryce Harper says like a really good night is staying in, sitting on his couch, watching reruns of Grey's Anatomy. He has said that. So Bryce Harper ain't exactly looking for New York, Chicago, LA. Bryce Harper, I think, is looking to win. Therefore, the Nationals are still in it. It's not a guarantee he's going to lead the Nationals. That's why I think the Cardinals are in it. The Cardinals have the money if they really want to say, what do you want? $350 million over 10? We can do that. So I would almost want Bryce over. I think I would definitely want him over Manny, because Bryce checks a whole lot of boxes what the Cardinals need: left-handed power, a superstar, someone to build around, like a pillar. But I don't expect him to come. I just, dear God in heaven, who I don't believe in, please make it so Bryce Harper doesn't sign with the Cubbies. anyone but the Cubbies. He can sign with the Yankees. It would be the best outfield in Major League Baseball history if he signed with the Yankees. Stanton, Judge, Harper. There'd be a few errors out there, but it'd be an amazing 100 home run outfield. Just not the Cubbies. Please, not the Cubbies. And bless the little children. Amen. So yeah, Bryce. I'm hoping the Cardinals go in. Of course, there's a ton of good free agents coming down. And I've heard that the Diamondbacks, based on how good the Dodgers are doing, how good the Rockies currently are, and the fact that San Francisco has payroll room and the Padres coming up to close to contention, the Diamondbacks may do a rebuild. And if they do it, and they got one more year left of Goldschmidt, so they may try to get Goldschmidt out and get some prospects. Wouldn't mind having Goldschmidt taken down first for next year either. But I think Bryce should be, we should go all in. Like, what will it take, Mr. Harper, to get you to St. Louis? We'll see. Cricket, I'm so behind on comments. Cricket looks fun, although I don't understand it. Like, wait, he hit it directly behind him, and that's really good? I don't get it. Raiders are famous in the UK. I remember them from the 80s. Their logo is quality. Raiders, out of everybody in NFL, I think have the most worldwide recognition. I think even over the Patriots these days, even though the Patriots have had almost 20 years of sustained success, the Raiders just are iconic. And but who knows if that changes? First of all, they haven't been very relevant outside of a spot here or there since their Super Bowl loss back in 2002, I believe that was. And then they're moving to Vegas. So, I mean, they were iconic in LA. They were iconic both times they've been in Oakland. Are they the iconic franchise when they're in Las Vegas, Nevada? We will see. The Golden Knights are doing all right, but then again, they're only a year in. So, today I still have a second Genesis and Sega CD and Sega Dreamcast with box. I think I've got a Dreamcast in this haul. I think that's a console I was thinking of. I got the Dreamcast. I'm a Gamers Manuel in the house. He is a Gameboxian. Gamers Manuel is most definitely a Gameboxian, and he is. You want to talk about me being #blessed? Oh man. Oh, just watch every Sunday morning. Get yourself a cup of coffee. Get a donut or something. Find Gamers Manuel on the YouTube. Because, oh boy. I need a Vectrex. What can we do? I need one of your Vectrexes, man. Odd seeing him in Vegas Knights jersey when he plays for DC, and we had the Caps in the Stanley Cup. Well, isn't Bryce is a Vegas kid, right? I'm pretty sure. I think that's the one pull to the Cubs, because I think he does have some sort of connection with Chris Bryant, I believe. So him and Bryant go back a bit. So, man, Bryce, Manny Machado's good. I think the fact that if he wants to play shortstop, that would be a deal breaker for the Cardinals, and I think a lot of teams, because he looks at analytics, and Manny Machado is so much better playing third base than he is playing shortstop. But he wants to play shortstop, and I don't think he's bad there. So, but Bryce, is he even in his prime yet? He's not even 26 years old yet. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime, if you're a fan of baseball, especially the business of baseball, it should be fun watching this offseason, because a free agent like Harper, or even a free agent like Machado, does not happen very often. We've got 2 in one offseason. Not to mention, Clayton Kershaw could opt out of his contract. Do I expect him to go anywhere but stay with LA? No. But what if Clayton Kershaw becomes a free agent and decides, I'm going to dip my toe in the market before re-signing with LA? He's 30. How many more years as a dominant pitcher does Clayton Kershaw have? 4, 5. I mean, he can. That's a game changer. David Price could opt out of his contract. He hasn't been the David Price, remember, from Tampa Bay, but still, could be a game changer. It's going to be a fun offseason. Almost kind of wishing for the freaking World Series to get over, because as a baseball fan, it's going to be fun from watching like winter meetings up until spring, like just when everybody see where all these chips start falling. And those of you who aren't baseball fans are just like, what the hell? You're right. Later. I love it. Dude, Gamers Manual, you've just got to make like a shirt for your channel. ... Later. Juice, you got to make one in Juice Daddy size, and I will buy one. ... Later. And put the M logo like on the back of the shirt. Gamers Manuel. I love it. I love it. Am I caught up? Yeah. Seeing a Vegas Knights jersey in place for DC United. Fun fact. Up until yesterday, because the Golden Knights won yesterday in Philadelphia. Up until, and I put this at the end of the $5 Game Box video, the Golden Knights did not win a regulation game from Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final up until yesterday. And what happened is, before Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final, Imagine Dragons performed in the pregame on the ice. It's not coincidence, man. Imagine Dragons cursed the Golden Knights. Cursed them. It's funny, on that flight to Vegas on that Thursday night, that was the night of the first game of the season and the home opener, and you knew it was going to be a big deal. I mean, the home opener for the Golden Knights after, in their first year, making a run to the Stanley Cup, final, being the runner-up, being the Western Conference champions, going to be a big deal. And I was like, man, if that flight gets in early or on time, I can get down there for the game. But tickets, of course, were just exorbitant, like too much for me. But I'm like, I'm going to head down there. I'm going to soak in the atmosphere and check it out. Of course, the flight was delayed for technical reasons. The computer system went down. Then they messed something else up, and we were basically sitting there on the plane for over 2 hours, almost 3 hours. And there were 2 or 3 people on the plane who bought a ticket for the game. And we're still sitting here, docked, like, I don't know, what's it called, at the gate on the plane, an hour before puck drop, and it's an hour, 40-minute flight. I was like, this is why I did not buy a ticket for the Golden Knights game right here. No way was I going to waste that money. And then I'll get there sometime in the second period, check it out. Of course, by the time we landed, they were losing 5-1, and there wasn't much atmosphere down at T-Mobile Arena. Everybody was leaving. So, all right. Well, I didn't expect to go 2 hours. I thought we'd just do a quick hour-long, but it is cool answering questions. I didn't expect to talk about baseball, but I can talk about baseball. If you ask questions about baseball, I can go on about baseball. Somebody else earlier mentioned Costco. Like, they want like a day in the life of... I have seriously debated doing a Costco channel. I wouldn't do it as part of this channel. It would be a separate... I'd have to start a separate channel. And I'd call it Costco for the Single Guy. Because so many people who are, on their own, single, or even just don't have families, have like, are boyfriend, girlfriend, just engaged, just married, but no kids yet. Like, oh, Costco's not worth it. Costco, we don't need the bulk. Man, Costco is, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Awesome. But Costco, I love Costco. Now, as a single person, there are many, many things I would not buy at Costco because they are in bulk. They are huge. I don't need, I like baked potatoes, but I don't need to buy a 5 pound bag of potatoes. I just need to go to the grocery store, buy 2 or 3 potatoes, and have potatoes 3 times that week and be happy. I have so much character? Really? You think so? Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad someone in this life thinks so. But yeah, paper towels, the rotisserie chickens, they're $4.99 for those damn chickens. Silence your phone so you don't hear the notifications on air. Uh, yeah, that's a good one. It's something I don't think about because so few people call me. So few people call me, and I did turn off notifications for my email last night, not in preparation for this, but because I was sick of getting notifications for all the junk email I get in my Hotmail account or my Outlook. I was like, I don't need to be alerted when I get a. I can't hear the. You can't hear it. Maybe Nathan, you can't hear it because, like I said, I don't get a lot. Nobody really messaged me on Facebook. I turned off the email ones. One time, hold on. One time you had some kind of beer out of somewhere out west, and I even looked it up to see, and I can't even find it and try it. Somewhere out west. I don't remember that one. Must have been one of those random ones I picked up at a grocery store. I do have a whole bunch of Sam Adams Oktoberfest still in the refrigerator. I'm trying to keep the drinking on YouTube down because I have discovered a few times. I knew this, and now I've discovered there's. First, I thought it was just a couple. Now it's I have families out there, and dads who watch with their like young kids. They're watching Juice Daddy. I was like, oh, and I curse so much. And I'm cracking open a beer and burping like a moron every episode, no matter what. Oh, I had a nice little run there. This is Juice in 10 seconds. Did you message me? Brad, if you just messaged me, like my stream went down, probably why you did it. You did message me like when you tagged my post. So I heard the little ding go off. So if I heard the ding go off, the microphone most definitely picked it up and it went on there. So yeah, turning off notifications. See, there it is. Sent a photo. Okay. Brad's little message automatically opened up Facebook Messenger for me and it says, "You've been disconnected. You need to log back in." Like, can we not do this now, please? Thank you. All right. So, I hear it vibrate really loud. Yeah, the vibe. That's what I've noticed on live streams through the phone. Like the dings are loud and annoying, but when the phone vibrates, that's kind of the annoying. Um. So it's something to think about. Especially, I don't know if it's been too much problem this time. There's been like 2 dings. The big problem is the YouTube going out multiple times over the past couple hours. All right. I'm a beersaurus, and I always try to see what your beerasaurus. I always try to see what you're drinking. Um, yeah, I really need to cut it out. All the beer. I'm going to try to do something between now and Thanksgiving to like cut calories, and beer is definitely a big part of that. It's not needing to drink a beer or two every night when I get home from work or when I'm doing a stream or doing a pickup recap or whatever. I'm thinking of doing the potato diet. Really, really considering. In fact, I think I'm going to start tomorrow night. I got to run to the dry cleaners right next to a grocery store here in town, and I'm just going to pick up like some potatoes and try it just every night for dinner this week. Have a baked potato with very minimal. If I can just keep it salt and pepper, that'd be great. Maybe put like a little teaspoon or something of olive oil on it. But no butter, no sour cream. Don't load it up. Salt, pepper, baked potato, and water. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to do it for dinner. And if I can get through that, I may start taking them even for my lunches and just do nothing but like potatoes. I know it sounds stupid and extreme, but I'm kind of at an extreme portion if I want to live beyond my 60s. And for two people I respect, Kevin Smith and Penn Jillette, it worked almost like, you almost say it worked like a miracle. Doing like straight potatoes, plain old potatoes, and water. They both dropped so much damn weight. And I'm kind of at a Kevin Smith point. I'm in my 40s, and it's almost inevitable that, like Kevin Smith, I'm probably going to experience a heart attack on my current course sometime in my 40s, just like Kevin Smith did. I think he's 46 or 47 years old, and he had a damn heart attack because, like me, he was a fat ass, and like me, he had difficulty on airplanes. So he said, "I just started with potatoes, man. I don't want to." I don't want to have the scary experience to make changes. I want to kind of be a little preemptive in it. So if I can like set a goal, like, listen, don't buy any fucking Halloween candy to have in the house because you're going to be the one eating it all. You don't get any trick or treaters. Just eat potatoes. Like, not every meal has to be an experience or has to be just get enough for nourishment. And potatoes have enough. I drink a protein drink in the morning, which has like very little sugar, very low calorie, but all the protein I really need in a day. Potatoes have all the other vitamins and minerals essentially. Then I'm just kind of figuring out lunch, which really has been kind of like a ham sandwich. No chips, no nothing. If I can stick with that, like look forward to Thanksgiving as my goal. Like, okay, Thanksgiving, I'm going to pig out. I'm going to have some turkey and stuffing and desserts and pies. Just, set a goal. Like, just do it. See if you can do it. And you've got this light at the end of the tunnel. Like, it's not potatoes for the rest of your life and not potatoes. It's just for this next month or so. And see what happens. But part of that is like the Sam Adams Oktoberfest, maybe waiting and sitting in there until Thanksgiving weekend when I have my like, oh, I did it, time to drink. All right. All right, Abir's. I have to go back and look. I'd let you know, but I was like, oh, I'd try that. Oh, yeah. Need an adult channel then. Wait, what? Oh. See, the adult channel thing, I kind of figured like the only people who are going to be watching a fat, bald, single, small apartment man hold up video games into the camera and go, yeah, this is Night Trap. It's a Sega CD classic and released on the Switch. I'm so glad I bought it. And this Q*bert back in. The only people who are going to be watching that are people like me, or middle-aged people who grew up in it, people who grew up with it, people who now have income and are collecting as well. They'd be the ones watching this. Never did I like in my life think, oh yeah, me and my daughters, we gather around the iPad or whatever, and we watch Juice Daddy, and every now and then I have to earmuffs them because you're cursing. I'm just like, really? What? And it's not just this one person. If he wants to identify himself, he can. It's not just this one. It's two people have come up to me and said that they watch this with their kids. That's really. So I'm trying to be conscious of that. Not to say I'm a role model, or not to say it's just like I want to be kind of aware. And while I think it's okay for kids to see responsible adults of age enjoy a cocktail or a beverage that they at their age cannot, and it's probably even good for them to see responsible adults drinking responsibly so they can learn when they are an adult, if they are responsible, they should drink responsibly too, and not in like, I'm doing it in my home, I'm not driving anywhere, no, I'm not getting in the car, I'm not. Sometimes I do pick up recaps when I take the GameCube out and I park somewhere under a light, and I do them then. I'm not, pounding back the beers in my car. I would never do that. I don't smoke any cigarettes. I don't do any drugs. But just try to be conscious of it. That's all. And the cursing, I'll try to stop, but it's part of the lexicon by now. It's part of the language, so they will slip out from time to time. Vibrations bad. Dings are okay. Dings are okay, but I think I kind of feel the same way, Nathan. Like I hear somebody get the messenger ding go off, I'm like, oh okay, but that just no. How can I disable phone calls while I'm on stream? I wonder if there's a way to like hold all calls, like because I know what's going to happen is next Sunday my mom's going to call. My mom's going to call and want to talk for 45 minutes. Like, Mom, I'm live streaming to the guys, and we're showing up. You should join. You should watch me if you want to know what. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me in the live stream, and I'll answer you. Don't go vegan. I'm not trying to go vegan. Okay, it's just is it extreme? As I say, I'm just going to try to do potatoes for the next month. Yeah, it's extreme, but like I said, I'm always going to be fat. I'm always going to be overweight. I've already done a lot of damage to my body, but I would like to not die in my 50s. I would like to not die in my early 60s. So let's see. Well, I'm not just hoping for like some weight loss by doing like the potato thing. And Penn Jillette and Kevin Smith had really extreme weight loss, and they went all potato. I'm not yet an all potato. I'm still going to drink my protein shakes in the morning. I get from Costco. They're really good. They get me to lunch. I'm thinking at lunch, I'm still just going to eat like my sandwich. It's just 2 pieces of bread, some lunch meat, piece of cheese. That's it. It's the dinner. The dinners kind of get me. Sometimes I get home for dinner, and like, oh, I don't really feel like it. I'll just go to Wendy's. I'll go to McDonald's, or I'll throw in this, some chicken tenders into the oven for 20 minutes, or I'll make a box of mac and cheese. None of that's good. Sometimes I was like, I've got lettuce and chicken, and I'll make a salad, but it's a salad with a bunch of Thousand Island dressing on it and cheese and bacon bits. So it's not really a salad. So if the dinner part, I can say, no, I know exactly what I'm having for dinner tonight. I am making a baked potato. And it's going to be a baked potato with salt and pepper. And I know that some nights I'm going to come home like, man, all I really want is a Snicker bar. I just want a Snicker bar. Or a piece of, then I'm not hungry. So, because sometimes I come home, I'm like, I'm not really hungry. But I better eat. So I'll fix the chicken nuggets or the mac and cheese or something like that. If I'm not hungry, do I need to eat? If my body's telling me I'm fine, and I start getting hungry, then I better be hungry enough to eat a baked potato. So we're just gonna give it a try. See what happens. Baked potato, yeah. Baked potato. Just when I make baked potatoes, I put some butter and sour. So I don't have any sour cream currently. I do have butter, but I'm going to try to keep the butter off of them. And like I said, maybe a little bit of olive oil, kind of drizzled, just for a little flavor or whatnot. People watch for your personality. No way. Night Trap on Switch. People watch for my personality. So, thanks. Yeah, you should be. You should be jealous of Night Trap on Switch. It's awesome. Look at the trading card. Isn't that the best? All right. Behind on comments again. Airplane mode with Wi-Fi on. There we go. Oh. Well, that's the idea. I mean, the God's honest truth. There's never been a point in my life where I haven't been overweight. Like one of my first actual real memories is being like a 7-year-old in Weight Watchers. I was fat. I was a fat kid. I was fat in high school. I was fat in college. I was fat when I was a pizza delivery driver. I'm fat working in a bank. So it's just, it is what it is. I don't. I'm never going to be svelte. I'm never going to be fit. I'm never going to be what, a typical. I the ultimate, like, best case scenario is me having a dad bod. That's like the best case, absolute everything doing the best case scenario. I'd like to get below 400. I think that's a nice start. I haven't been under 400 in quite some time. So getting under 400 would be great. I don't want to be one of these people who has to have a reality show. I'm 600 pounds and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want TLC knocking on my door saying they want to do a show about me. At least not for this reason. How was that? Was that better than the vibration? I don't know what it was for, the notification, but I know it went off. So, um, really nice picture on Night Trap too. A very nice pickup. Night Trap at the top game. Very nostalgic to me. You may admit I did talk. This one of the first things I talked about was Night Trap. This is from Limited Run Games. They released it. That was loud but better than the buzz. If I was watching, I'd probably agree with you. The buzz, the vibrations bother me. The little no. I'll see what I can do to limit or eliminate those completely when we do these. So anyway, got this from Limited Run Games. You may recall, if you've been watching the channel for a long time, I was very disappointed with Limited Run Games that I wasn't able to jump in and get the PS4 version when they released that. At the time, they were still doing their thing where, we only have so many copies. Reconnecting, and we're live. So anyway, I remember I was in Vegas, and I set my alarm because the first batch went up 7 o'clock Pacific time for the PS4 Night Traps, and the website crashed. I think I had it in my cart, but I could not check out, and so I missed out on them. So I missed out on the PS4. I was very upset with Limited Run Games. I like what they do now. Like, hey, pre-order games. I like what they do now. Like, hey, pre-orders are opening at this time on Friday, and they're open for a week. And if you pre-order it, if you order it, you're going to get it. That's how we know how many we're going to make. We're going to set an order. We're going to send it to Nintendo or whoever, get the carts made. And that's how, if they had done the same thing they did for the PS4, they did for the Switch version of Night Trap, I probably wouldn't have it right here. But yet, pre-orders open for a week. I got in on Night Trap. Now I've got Night Trap. I'm very, very happy. I've got a physical copy of Night Trap to add to the Switch collection. Exactly. It went so fast. I wanted that so bad. Of all the Limited Run games I have up there in my PS4 collection, I wanted that Night Trap. I wanted that Night Trap so dang bad. I remember saying, "Oh, this sucks. I'm going to be in Vegas." I got back to my room early the night before because I didn't want to be out till 2-3 a.m. and have to set my alarm for 6:30 so I can be right on the website by 7. And I made sure I was connected to the hotel's Wi-Fi. And it's hard to ruin a day when you're in Las Vegas. But that is a bad start to the day when something you really, really wanted and couldn't wait for, you knew you were going to miss out on it. And that's what happened. I missed out on it. And it really soured me on Limited Run Games as an experience, as a company. Ever since then, I've kind of lost track of what they're releasing, and I haven't ordered much of anything. I don't think I've ordered anything since then. I'm trying to remember if I've gotten anything from them. I can't think off the top of my head if I did. Ever since I missed out on the Night Trap. But then when they said they're going to start doing Switch games, I'm like, oh boy, how fast are those going to go? Then they switched to we're going to do pre-ordering. I'm like, thank God. And it's about time. And they're still limited. That was the thing they didn't do it. Like, we only want to make 6,000 copies because we want to ensure they're really limited. Like, dude, if 10,000 people pre-order it, that's still limited. 10,000 when it comes to the PS4, it comes to the Switch, is such a drop in the bucket to almost every other title that gets released on these systems. 20,000, still a limited release. There's only 20,000 copies of a game. That's still limited. Is it as limited as 3,000 or 4,000? No, but it's still limited. It's still going to be hard to find and rare. It's still going to be a special part of anybody's collection who happens to have it. You know what I'm saying? Drooling over it. Yeah, you look up Nathan. Look up a lot of those limited run games. I've looked up a few on eBay. Not all of them, but some of them, like that I got for PS4. I'm just flabbergasted if I put it up for sale, how much they would be going for. Just absolutely shocking how much a lot of these go for. So, yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of them on PS4. I got Firewatch, I got the Darius Gaiden, I've got the Odd World. What else is up there? Oh gosh, I'd have to go up there and look. I've got a few of them. I'm not one of those like, thank God, I gotta get a whole set. I gotta get a whole set. Like, no, I don't need a whole set. I just want the games that I want. I got the two Shantaes. You have the Mega CD version? That's awesome. I would love, now that I'm a Sega CD owner, even though I haven't tested it yet, I would love, and I'm a 3D owner too. It's on 3D. I could get one of those versions. It'd be nice. I think I've got Wonder Boy. I think so. Here. Hold on. Let's go up to the shelf. Just one to look out for. The Gravity Rush games on PS4. I saw this, like, GameStop is still selling this game used for $60. So that kind of tells you where that game is at. Let's see. Oh, these are limited run. No, hold on. Where are they all at? Nope. Oh, here we go. There's Firewatch. Saturday Morning RPG. Abe's Odyssey. There's one of the Shantae games. And there's the other one. Was that one of them? I think this was one of them. Yeah. That one. What is he? I don't even know what this is. Yeah. However that's pronounced. That's one. I don't know why I even ordered Pang, honestly. I think that's one of the big ones. Darius Burst. There's Wonder Boy. Love that Master System cover. That's awesome. This is one of the first ones they did a pre-order for. The Skullgirls Second Encore. And these two. These might have come after they did Night Trap. Double Dragon 4 and River City Melee. Might have come after Night Trap. But I think as far as limited... Oh, wait. Shadow Complex was a limited run game. Anything else in there? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's all as far as limited runs concerned on my overflowing PS4 shelf. Goodness. I don't have. No. Yeah, I think that's it for limited run. I believe that's the first Switch title I've got on limited run. Was the Night Trap. I don't think I didn't order Golf Story or anything. Yeah, it's just Night Trap. All right. Little peek into Casa de Juice Daddy. Man, I love Sega too. Used to be I was Nintendo all the way, but man, I think ever since I got the Master System, I'll be honest. Like the Genesis, of course, had good titles, but it never felt right to me because I played Super Nintendo so much. But man, when I got that Master System and a few games for it, suddenly like everything's Sega. Not to say that even on the Dreamcast and stuff, I loved it. But then it's funny, the two systems I didn't have for the longest time, the Master System, then not long after that, I got the Saturn. And some of the games on the Saturn, oh man, oh man, some good stuff there. I don't know much about Pang. I wish I did. Thank you. Yeah, I think as far as limited run, I definitely just went after the games I wanted for the most part. I think the reason I got the Pang is because they did a bundle. Like I wanted the other two games, and I figured I'd have a better chance of getting the two games I wanted by adding the bundle of all three games they were releasing that day, and just buying all three, than just trying to get one, add to cart, get the other, add to cart, and then check out. Just put one thing in the cart that had all three games they were releasing that day, check out, and get it done. For the most part, I had really good luck with limited run games. Anything that I wanted, I was able to get until Night Trap. Until Night Trap. Like I said, I kind of been sour towards it. I should probably look into the Switch titles. Did they do Golf Story? I think they did Golf Story, and I missed it. I should have done it. But yeah, I should be paying attention to Switch titles from now on, most definitely. Robert Mitchell, where you been, man? Good to see you. Yeah, Saturn. Something about the Saturn. I watched with great interest. I think he uploaded it yesterday. Bithead did a video on some Saturn shooters, and I was paying close attention. And they were all Japanese shooters. Those were all Japanese carts. So, and of course, one of the games he held up and showed is on the old $5 Game Box Game Goal, and that's God, what is it? Radiant Silver Gun. Yeah, yeah, I would love to get Radiant Silver Gun. Lots of good shooters. Yeah, lots of good stuff there on the Saturn. And RPGs. Oh my gosh, I think I've got an RPG in our little $600 haul over here that we're gonna go over next week. There's a couple Saturn because there was a Sega Saturn, but not too many games. One of the games he had was Knights. I made sure Terry got that because I have Knights. I'm like, yeah, you gotta check it out. And he had the it's called the 3D controller, the analog controller that was released for Knights. I'm like, you gotta take that too, because Knights plays really good. I have it. Of course, mine doesn't work very well, so I would have liked it, but I do have it. So, but I think there was one. Was it Dark Savior? I think it's Dark Saviors, and one of that bundle over there. So that'd be nice. Playing on PS1 is a good two-player game, like a bust-a-move game. Which one was that? Which one was that? Radiant Silver Gun. Yeah, it's gonna be hard once my funds in the online game box online funds get up to around 200 ish. Which let me hold on. They're at 122 right now as of the last update, but I did sell a couple things on Macari, but really cheap stuff. So maybe have earned total from those two sales $15, $16. So I'm about maybe 138 to 140 in my online funds right now towards those two games I have as gold games. That's Radiant Silvergun and Gun Neck. Once I get to 200, it's going to be really hard making a decision which one I go for, whether it be Gun Neck or Radiant Silvergun, because both are hard to find. Both are, around that range, 200-ish. Gun Neck may even be more. So it'll be hard to decide which one to go for. I'm kind of leaning towards Radiant Silvergun, but that could definitely change. That could definitely change. Robert Bithead, I'll be honest, between another local guy probably to you, and you probably know, even though he hasn't done a video in years. Why can't I freaking think of his name now? I just had his name on the tip of my tongue. Mike Gardner. Between Mike Gardner and Bithead, I'm like, I'm collecting video games. I'm going out garage selling. Yeah. It's just the way both of them, like, a couple of Long Island guys, they're probably, I don't know how many miles apart they are. They're both, in the same area, I know. So Mike Gardner would go back to making videos. I don't know what he's up to. But, yeah, I've watched some too back in the day. Been a while, though. Want to get Dragon Force back again. Had it once loose, but wanted, yeah. Whew. Dude, if this guy's got Knights with a controller at a garage sale, just sell it online. Just why would you, if you want what it's worth or around what it's worth, why would you put it out at a garage sale? That is such a specific thing. Like, I can get at, putting out Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Boy, DS stuff at a garage sale. That can be impulse, like, purchases. Like, oh, we've got a Nintendo back home. Oh, you want $10 a game? Oh, maybe we want to try Zelda. Maybe we want to try Metroid. But what are the chances somebody walks into a garage sale like, oh, I've got a Saturn in the back in the closet. Oh, Knights, I've always wanted to play. I remember hearing about, I'll pay $50 for it. If you've got a Knights in the controller bundle, just put it up on OfferUp, put it up on Craigslist if you want to sell it locally, or stick it on eBay or Mercari. Don't try to get what it's worth at a garage sale. My opinion. You can do what you want. But if you put a copy of Knights and a controller bundle out at a garage sale, you better start expecting the $5, the $10 offers, because it's a garage sale. You see, now I better not check out CM Retro's channel, because if I start watching videos of Gun Neck, then I'm going to start. I'm going to want to buy both. Well, I do want to buy both, but once the funds are available, I'm going to have to make a decision one or the other. And the reason Gun Neck is on there is because of the Pat the NES Punk guidebook. I'm going through, like, okay, what are the 4 or 5 star games I never heard of? Gun Neck, a shooter, a 5, like, oh, okay. And then I see it's kind of a pricey game. But Radiant Silvergun, of course, we've been hearing about. Surprised it never got an American release. So I don't understand. I guess it may have been really late in the Saturn, and the Saturn just flopped over here so bad. So maybe that was it. Stank Mask. Oh. I see him on Facebook still from time to time, and I know he's still out there hunting. He's posting. Even every now and then, I'll post a picture of, like, a garage sale haul on my Facebook, on my personal Facebook page, which is my only Facebook page. I don't have one for the channel or for my YouTube personality. But we're Facebook friends, and he'll comment like, "Whoa, nice haul! I had that game." And it's like, dude, Mike Gardner, where you at? What's the name of the other Saturn shooter? Not Radiant. there's a lot of there's a few Saturn shooters. Gunbird, um, got early PS1 title in the hunt. Um, got there's a good Darius game on Saturn. Um, what was that other one he was talking about? I want to go back and watch that video Bithead did. There was one that's kind of a steampunk aesthetic, like it's old school, but they have modern technology, and oh, it's like a you fight you're flying like a World War II era plane, but it's like equipped with lasers and stuff. God, what's the name of that game? That looks like fun. It looked like a ton of fun when he was showing it off, and I don't think I'd heard of it, or if I had, I'd forgotten about it. But just watching his gameplay footage, him talking about it, immediately came something. I'm like, I need to seek out that game, most definitely. The reason I started YouTube was because of that, since they were both local guys. Talked to Mike online sometimes. I met him a few times. I met Bithead. Mike seems like a really cool dude, just personality and stuff. I'm sure Bithead is as well. Like, it's so funny. Like of all the YouTubers that I do watch, like the two that I'm like kind of inspired me are these Long Island guys. You know, not the guy, not the famous, flea market dude down in San Diego who's a mega star, and so many, not the game chasing guys down in Texas. No, this guy out in his shed, and this guy who puts on his New York Rangers hockey mask. Those are the guys. Those are the dudes. Oh, Gunneck. Yeah, Gunneck. Oh, I thought you were talking about a Saturn shooter, Nathan. No, the goal games, the $5 game box game goals are Radiant Silver Gun, which only came out for Japanese Saturn, which I have the action card, so I can play Japanese Saturn games, so that's no problem. And but still, it goes for 200 at least here in the States on eBay. And Gunneck is an NES title, um, NES shooter, and Price Charting had it around 200, but I was looking well, it's been a while, it's been months, looking at sold listings on those available on eBay, and there wasn't one cheaper than 400 at the time I looked. So I'm hoping, knock on wood, that when it comes time to get Gunneck, it is closer to the PriceCharting.com value of 200 and not anywhere close to 400. 400 may be pricing me out on that title, at least when it comes to, saving up money, $5 game box game goals. Radiant is going for 97 pounds. What's that translated to dollars? I'm not sure. I know that'd be more in dollars. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Gunnex NES. Yep. See, I'm sitting here talking. I'm not following the chat. You guys had it all figured out. um, yeah, there we go. What's going to be, trouble for me is when Pat the NES Punk gets done with that Super Nintendo guide. Because then I'm going to discover games that, earlier in this live stream, people were talking about, that I know my stuff. And it's mostly because of things like, I don't just get the guidebook just to support Pat the NES Punk. Lord knows he doesn't need my $50. But, I do look at that like, oh, wow, they say this is a 5-star game? Never even heard of that. Let me look that up. Oh, look, it's only really going for $25 here on eBay. I wonder if I should check that out. What kind of game? It's a shooter? Holy cow, I've never even heard of this game. Just use an example, Image Fight. I never really heard of Image Fight before. Then I see it's got a high ranking in Pat's book, and it's not a pricey game on eBay. When I had some funds, I bought it. I actually got a decent copy for $10. So, not bad. Yeah, all those Darius games. I did just recently buy a couple Darius games on 360, one of which has 3 different Darius games on it. I'm not sure what the 3 games are off the top of my head, but I may be set as far as Darius games go for a while. And I just got the one on the PC Engine not too long ago too. You have found a Radiant Silver Gun for 127. I may is it on eBay? If wow, if Radiant oh, you're talking about Darius Gaiden. Like, wow, if Radiant Silver Gun's under 100, I'm going to end this live stream so I can log into eBay real quick and go ahead and get it. But cool. Wow. It's that Radiant Silver Gun. I'm curious where you found that. Because if it's on eBay right now, a decent copy for 127, I may be pulling the trigger. Maybe. What's my favorite Sega Master System game? You know, I'm one of those weirdos. I think the Sonic games on Master System are better than the ones on Genesis. When I play a game like that, I'm one of those explorer types. I like to explore the levels and go. You can't really. Sonic's not built to be an exploring. Your Sonic goes fast. You're supposed to go as fast as you can through the levels. You're not supposed to hit all the nooks and crannies and find the Sonic games on Master System are different than they are on Genesis. There's still like a speed component, but of course it doesn't have the power to do, the Genesis level of, Sonic just running. So there's a whole lot more, I believe, precision platforming involved on the Master System versions than there are on the Genesis versions. And I found myself spending more time playing the Sonic game, the Master System versions of Sonic than I ever have on the Genesis ones. Other games on, let's see, on Master System. Master System's got a couple good shooters. The R-Type version on Master System is top-notch. R-Type is so good. I would almost compare it to the TurboGrafx. It looks good. It plays good. R-Type on Master System is great. Which I did pass up. There was in a retro store in Savannah, Georgia. Had a loose cart of that for $130, and I figured as one of those instances, like if I'm spending $130 on a Master System game, I want the box and I want the manual. I don't just want the cart, so I did pass up on it. But it's one I'm definitely looking out for. Got a few NTSC J Saturn shooters. It's so easy to play Japanese games on the Saturn. That cart, that action replay cart, I forgot how much it cost, but it was cheap. I don't think it was more than $10. And you just put in, and you put your disc in, and you go through like the menu, just like start the game. Loads right up. It's so easy. There's no hacking, no nothing. It's great. And plus it doubles, it's not just to make the region free. If you have like the cheat codes or whatever, it also has that. And it also has a memory backup, so you can do the RPGs or whatnot with your Saturn. If you have a Saturn, pretty sure it's called, oh, it's right over there, I can go look. Hold on. Stay right there. There it is. Action Replay 4M Plus. That right there. Just absolutely unlocks the Saturn. I'm sorry, not talking towards the camera. It unlocks the Saturn. It's awesome. It's really great. So yeah, you have a Saturn. That's a definite purchase. Favorite Master System game? There's the Master System. I know Nathan, you're in UK, and I know the Master System worldwide was so much different than it was here in America. But there's so the perception of the Master System in America is so it's almost non-existent. The retro store, the guy who owns the retro store here in Bozeman, has said he's had people come in and argue with him that Sega's first console was the Genesis. Even when he's had like a Master System on hand, like Sega had a system that competed with the NES. No, their first console was the Genesis. No, they released a Master System as an 8-bit console. Because like these people, he says these people come in, oh, big retro gamer. I'm a huge retro gamer. I play like, oh well, I have a Master System. You ever tried that? What's that? Well, that's Sega's 8-bit console that they released that competed with the NES. No, they didn't have one of those. They had the Genesis. No, so I think the Master System, granted, because of here in America, because of their rarity and it didn't sell a whole lot, there's not a lot available. It's not like cheap, but if you're kind of if you have a ton of NES games, you're kind of looking for another like place to go to collect and play and discover new titles. You can get a Master System itself for relatively cheap, and a lot of the games that are good on it aren't really expensive. R-Type, you can definitely get it less than 40. I'm assuming 40 would be almost a high price for it. So there's just so many good games, and even better, it's completely region free. So all those games from Europe and even Brazil, where Master System was sold in Brazil and new games were being made well into the 90s, like into the mid and late 90s. I'm sure I've got some games over there in my collection that were not released in America. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was only in Europe. I think there's a Donald Duck game over there that was only in Europe. So that's at least two that I know of that are not American titles that are, in my collection and have no issue playing with them on my Master System. So it's something like if I do have that second Master System in there, I already know it's going to be a hard sell because it's not Nintendo. But really, I think people should discover it more. And maybe I kind of secretly hope they don't. So more for me. And so the titles remain relatively inexpensive. And the most expensive title remains that damn Golden Axe Warrior. And it doesn't get up above 200 like freaking Gunneck. Oh, you had me going there, Nathan, on that Radiant Silver Gun, around 195. Yeah, that's about right. That's what I figured. That's why I'm pushing towards 200 for, to get close to the Radiant Silver Gun. That's what I'm expecting to pay. Of course, when you get $200, start opening up. Well, do I want a Magic Knight Ray Earth? Do I want to, keep saving and maybe get Bonk's Adventure for NES? Which I don't, so don't worry about that. But yeah, R-Type. R-Type, do I want to declare it my favorite shooter that's out of the shooter series that there are multiple games, the Darius games, the R-Types, the Gradius. Do I want to say R-Type's my favorite? I don't know. Maybe. Castle Illusion, Sonic 1, Wonder Boys, Vigilante, My Hero, Alex Kidd, Psycho Fox, Operation Wolf. Psycho Fox is a game I'm kind of looking for. I mean, looking for, in fact, that it's kind of on my radar as one I want to buy, because if I find any Master System game at a thrift store or garage sale, even if I own it, I'm probably going to buy it immediately. So, but Psycho Fox is one of those ones that I keep in mind when eBay's got one of those percentage off days where 15% off your order today only, or $15 off. I start kind of going on a list, all right, there's Psycho Fox, there's Radiant Silver Gun, there's Gunneck, there's Um, Sometimes a PS2 title, like the there's a couple Gradius games on PS2. Um, Games like that. And if I have the funds, I'm usually will settle for one or order two, so I can get above whatever threshold they have to be able to use the coupon. And I usually try to go towards a Master System title or a Saturn title. Now I may be going towards 3DO titles or 32X titles or Sega CD titles. Now that I have those now, which we'll see when I live stream the $600 haul sometime around this time next week, around 3-ish Mountain Time. That'll be 5 Eastern Time next week. And we're going to have a lot to go over then. Are we done? NFL's done for the day? God, it's 20 till 6. Holy cow, we've been on this for a while. Also, well, I'm glad we have. We've gotten the comments, and you guys have stuck around, and we've having a nice little chat. And if you guys are good, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Fantasy Zone. I love Fantasy Zone. Yeah. Lucky Dime Caper. That's the one. That's the Donald Duck game that I think was not released here. Oh, Nathan's Gaming, you had to bring up Snatcher. I've got a way to play Snatcher now. Oh, that's going to be on my list to have to get. I've always wanted to play Snatcher. Oh, damn. Damn. I had completely forgotten about Snatcher until you mentioned it. Snatcher is one of those games I saw the pictures and the descriptions, and I remember reading about it in Die Hard Game Fan magazine over multiple issues. They went Snatcher, Snatcher, Snatcher. But I've never had a way to play Snatcher. I never had a Sega CD. Do now. Welp, we'll add that to the old Konami Just. Oh, is it? There's only portions of it that are light gun, right? It's not the whole. I'm trying to remember. I thought it was. For some reason, I had the assumption that they had like a visual novel, almost like puzzle solving, and then portions where you use the old justifier. Wow. Thank you, Brad. I kind of planned on going for an hour with just a couple people watching, thinking like, all right, I'll test this out, make sure it looks good, sounds good, give people a reason to watch by doing some pickups and, some unpackaging from, and then I'd get off. But then the conversation continued to baseball, and thank you all so much for not bringing up pro wrestling, because then we'll be here another hour talking about it. So that's pick questions to go around. It's Blade Runner the game. Yeah, that's what yep. That's why I thought it was kind of an adventure title. But I honestly, did not know it had light gun portions. Now I do. Good to know. Yeah, I know it's not officially, but that's the aesthetic that they were going for. I understand. Yep. Okay, listen, it's been almost 3 hours. And while I appreciate there's still 4 of you watching and the conversation's going and we're having a good conversation, it's still almost 3 hours. So I don't want to take up your whole night. The video does get a little choppy sometimes. Maybe the connection, otherwise cool stream for what I was here for. Have a good one. Yeah. But the music and story, yeah, I'm definitely, Snatcher is now on my radar, especially now that I've got to say CD is definitely on my radar. Yeah, thanks. Does get a little choppy sometimes. That's as long as, Robert, if it was viewable and watchable, then it's not like, I don't think we're going to do it regularly. Regularly. I wanted to make sure it's doable because I have this, and yeah, I know you joined late, so I'm not sure if you saw it, but I got that. It's been sitting on my couch for 2 weeks now. That's the $600 haul. It's got systems, games, tons of turbo stuff, whatnot. And I figure instead of uploading 3 different videos going through it, I would do a live stream going through it. But I wanted to test out the live stream first to see if it looked good, if it sounded good, if it was doable. People wanted to tune in. If I'd be sitting here talking to myself and not have an audience like interacting. And I think unless the video absolutely the quality stunk, I think we're past with flying colors. I'm assuming from the feedback I've gotten so far. So I think it's definitely a doable option. In fact, it's probably a full steam ahead as far as like 1 week from today, around the same time, having a damn haul, and we can go through it together. Because quite honestly, I know what a lot of this stuff is in there, but some of it is like it's been sitting there for a couple weeks, and I'm going to be discovering because it was, even though it took 6 hours for Terry and myself to go through it, it was kind of a whirlwind. So going through and finding out what's in there and rediscovering it, like, I can't wait. So I'd like to share that with people and then have the video uploaded and on my YouTube channel for people to go back to. If people are going to go back to and watch me sit here and talk for 3 hours, we'll find out. But all right. Good to chat with everyone. Take care. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it. All right. Good to hear, Robert. Did a trade show last night for 3 hours. Always cool to interact with. It definitely, it was very eye-opening, and I'm taking away nothing but positivity for doing this live stream. You know what I'm saying? As far as on my end, we're passing with flying colors. Very enjoyable to be here, interacting with many of you who have been longtime subs and I know are watching the videos. It's good to interact and respond back and forth. That's been great. So, and having this ability to do a live stream and then share it, especially when we do the haul, that's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you guys come back in a week for at least some of it and kind of join in and check it out, because there's a ton of good stuff over in that huge stack sitting on my couch. Okay, I'll try to keep the phone steady. I'll only try to move it when taking it off its little stand to go over to the hall. So it'll be mostly steady, I'm sure, next week. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Take care. I will see you in a week. Once again, I'll send out some reminder here on YouTube sometime in the middle of the week, kind of let you know at exact time we're going to do the live stream of the big haul. Thank you so much for all of you who joined me. It was much more than I anticipated. I was here for 2 hours more than I anticipated. Take care. Have a good night. I'm assuming if you're watching the live stream, you're subscribed, so I won't do the call to action. Thank you so much. Take care. I'll see you soon.